very morning. He got thrown right into the fire, but he turned in 39 saves and looked extremely good doing it. Greaves said he's feeling good.
I've just been enjoying it. I've just been enjoying just playing and just trusting my game and just really simple as that. Just being present and just trying to compete every night to help the team win the hockey games. I think it's been fun, both in Cleveland and here. The games are meaningful. You're trying to get in the playoffs, and the games are super important. So just focusing on winning and just doing what I can to help the team is always it's a lot of fun.
Greaves will get another start this afternoon in another must-win hockey game. With that in mind, we'll take a look at our pregame odds. These are brought to you by Fanatic Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 plus. The Blue Jackets are underdogs to win the game outright on the money line at plus 145. They're minus 180 to cover a 1.5 goal puck line, and the over-under for this one sits at 5.5 goals. Now we'll look at the Ohio Health Injury Report. Ohio Health, official healthcare provider of your Columbus Blue Jackets. Just one guy on the mend right now for the Blue Jackets. That is forward Kevin LeBanc. He's out for the season after undergoing shoulder surgery back in February. We know the situation for the Blue Jackets today. They've got their backs up against the wall, but really, that's nothing new. They won in the same situation Tuesday, then did it again in comeback fashion against the Sabres on Thursday. Assistant coach Mike Havlin will tell you what he likes about the way the Blue Jackets are playing after a break on the CBJ Radio Network.
Where there's family, there's love, there's togetherness, there's fun, and also Blue Jackets hockey. Bring your gang together with the Columbus Dispatch Family Value Pack, presented by ABC6 and Fox 28. With each value pack, you'll get a ticket to a Jackets game, a Chiller skate pass, and a value meal with sides and drinks, all starting at just $30 per person.
Oh, what a wild night.
Score one for your family with the Columbus Dispatch Family Value Pack at BlueJackets.com/family.
When it comes to trucks, Toyota gives you the power of choice. Now through April 30th, get 2.99 APR financing or up to $3,000 customer cash on a powerful new 25 Tundra, depending on model. Excludes TRD Pro. Or lease a 25 Tundra SR Crew Max for $449 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Grippo's is the original fun food company for over 100 years. Whether you're watching the Blue Jackets at home or cheering them on at Nationwide Arena, grab a bag of Grippo's potato chips. Third, fourth, and fifth generations of the Grippo family are committed to making the freshest, highest quality potato chips and snack foods that we can eat. Cheer on your Columbus Blue Jackets with the official potato chip partner, Grippo's.
Bread Financial is proud to be the official financial services partner of your Columbus Blue Jackets. They provide simple, personalized payment, lending, and savings solutions. From the Bread Cashback American Express credit card to high-yield savings and CDs to buy now, make that score now, pay later options, you'll find financial solutions for your budget and your goals, hockey or otherwise. Learn more at breadfinancial.com. And let's go Blue Jackets.
Welcome back to the Toyota pregame show. I'm Dylan Tyre with you inside Nationwide Arena, where in just a little bit, the Blue Jackets will take on the Washington Capitals. The third of four meetings between the teams this season. The Caps, to this point, are a perfect 2-0 against the Blue Jackets. Today's game a little bit different, though. The stakes are higher. The Blue Jackets have to win to keep their playoff hopes alive. It's the third straight game that's been the case. Started on Tuesday against the Senators. The Blue Jackets won that game 5-2. Thursday, they took on the Buffalo Sabres here in Columbus and came back to beat them 3-2. Tonight, they need to make it 3 straight against the Washington Capitals. Here to tell you more is Blue Jackets assistant coach Mike Havlin speaking with Bob McElligott.
Big win for you guys over Buffalo the other night. And it's not just about the win sometimes, right, Mike? It's the way that you get the wins. And that was a come from behind. I know you guys hate to do that, but you did it almost with perfection. And again, to me, in the last 2 games, I know you've had games where you've played well and you haven't won, but those last 2 games really have been what you guys have defined as Blue Jackets hockey this year, haven't they?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously we get some big saves by Jet, in that second period that kept the score close. And but we grinded it out, and that's who we are. And we got a huge goal by Reeser there, and next thing you know, you get a power play and got momentum going from that goal by Reese, and we find one on the power play. So and then you shut the door. So it was a really good win. Teams come back, majority of the time this year, and they've shown that resilience never to give up. So it was great to see again.
When a guy like Zach Aston Reese scores a goal in a game like that at this time of the year, and here's a guy that went from November until just a short time ago in between goals. Now he's got 2 goals in just a couple of games. But when guys like that guy, they respect the job that he does, and then they see him score, what does it do for the team?
Well, it's huge. It's huge. Everybody on the bench is smiling. I mean, listen, I think they don't care who scores, which that's that team mentality, that we have, which is great. But when guys that work extremely hard, and Reeser's had a lot of chances, and he's not afraid to tell you that, but it's nice when it goes in, and it was a huge goal, timely goal for us. And when you can get goal from your depth, that's a good sign of a winning team, and a team that gives you a good chance to win hockey games.
As a guy running special teams, you get 1 power play, you score. You have 1 penalty kill, you kill it off. It's kind of amazing to me this late in the season how few and far between power play chances are for everybody. I don't know if I've ever seen this. Usually at this time of the year, I'm going nuts because there's 6 power plays in a game. Does it seem different to you guys this year?
It does. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen this many, the least amount of power plays. And we're on that end, and I don't know if we're close to being the least amount in the whole league. But on one side of it, this time of the year, you want it to be decided by the players, right? So it's kind of a double-edged sword. You're like, where are they? There are calls out there, but they're letting them play, and maybe, that's something from the league. I don't know, but you got to take advantage of it. It's something that we've talked about as a group on the power play that, hey, it looks like we're only getting 1 or 2, so let's be ready and get some momentum on it at least, and help the team get, from there, maybe kickstart us going there.
Nobody on this staff knows Jet Greaves better than you do, because you spent all last year with him there in Cleveland. Just his presence, it just seems to change things. Why is that?
He's calm. He's calm in there. He like Jet, you get a wrist shot to the front, and he's not looking for a rebound. He's covering things. It's a glove save, and he just covers it. And the one thing I've always said, the 2 years I had him, we were together in Cleveland, he doesn't get rattled. If a goal goes in, Jet plays the way Jet needs to play, and it's an amazing thing to see. It's something you talk about with players. You have a bad shift, you got to put it behind you, and you got to have a short memory in this game. And he's very good at it. You go back to when he was here, the rim in goal a couple weeks ago or whatever it was when he was here, and it kind of hopped over his stick, but after that, he was outstanding. So, it's just who he is. He's just calming back there. He's very focused, and he's in control is kind of the word, you're looking for. So he calms you down, and he gives you a lot of confidence.
Afternoon game here today against Washington, start of a back-to-back with them home and home. You don't get to play a lot of afternoon games with this team. Hopefully, if you keep going in this direction, you'll play some more in the future. But do you like day games?
I do. I love them. I think they're I just like them. There's less thinking during the day. Everything is kind of the guys get here, they're used to getting here for a 10 or 11 o'clock practice. So the 12:30 one is pretty good. When you get into 3 or 4, that's a little different. That's their nap time, but because they're so routine. But the 12:30 games are great. I love it. I think the fans like it. People can come in, it's entertaining, and then they go and they can have their dinners after and stuff. So I actually don't mind them at all. And so I like that it's even back to back. It's a 6 o'clock game there, but there's no advantage to any team here.
Anytime you get a couple of free hours at this time of the year, you'll take it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike, thank you so much. Good luck here today.
Thank you.
That's Blue Jackets assistant coach Mike Havlin getting you set for this afternoon's matchup between the Blue Jackets and the Washington Capitals. It is a must-win game for the Blue Jackets. They're trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. To get this win, Kirill Marchenko has to be a factor. The star forward will join me after a break on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father, Alex Cooper. I am so excited for you guys to hear Unwell on Air, your one-stop destination for all things trending, curated by me. All of your favorite content from the Unwell Network, plus exclusive new live shows that keep you in the know. We're breaking down the latest in pop culture and opening up the phone lines because I want you to join the conversation. Oh my God, let's go. Unwell on Air, exclusively on the SiriusXM app.
Historic hockey moments.
Game 8 of Super Series 76 coming to you from the Spectrum.
January 11th, 1976, the Philadelphia Flyers play host to the team known as the Red Army team of the Soviet Union.
They are leaving the ice. They're going to go. They're going home. Come out, and in about 40 seconds worth of hockey time, the Flyers have scored.
And the Broad Street Bullies would never look back after that one, winning 4-1 to become the only NHL team in the 4-game series to beat the Red Army.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
February 7th, 1976, Toronto Maple Leafs captain Darryl Sittler dominates at home in an 11-4 win over Boston.
He's beaten Rocket Broussard's record. 9 points in a game, 5 goals, 4 assists. Sittler does. Incredible. 10 points. That's a new record. As long as he lives, he'll remember this evening. So will all of us doing the game here at Maple Leaf Gardens.
On SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
April 10th, 1982, the Miracle on Manchester, Game 3 heading into the third, between the heavily favored Edmonton Oilers, who were up 5-0 over the underdog LA Kings.
Shot by Evans, he's going out! The Kings have taken the lead in the series. They came from behind to win it in overtime, 6-5.
Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Welcome back to the Toyota pregame show. I'm Dylan Tyre, getting you set for puck drop between the Blue Jackets and the Washington Capitals today at Nationwide Arena. The Blue Jackets have to win this game to keep their Stanley Cup playoff hopes alive. That was the case for them on Thursday. They came back to beat the Buffalo Sabres 3-2 here in Columbus, so they'd like a repeat performance today against their Metropolitan Division rival, the Capitals. Here to tell you more about that win on Thursday and preview the matchup against the Caps is star forward Kirill Marchenko. He joined me earlier for the Toyota pregame player interview brought to you by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
All right, Marchie, it was a slow start for you guys yesterday, but what was that mindset going into the third period?
Yeah, we have a bad start, but I don't know, we maybe not ready a little bit for this game and not energy enough and execute too. But I really happy we can come back. We talk on locker room a little bit after first and second period, and I'm really happy we can finish this game right. And it gives us confidence, and we trust each other right now, and I think we can start next game with this energy when we finish the last game.
All right, you said it right there, the slow start, but what were the emotions? What did you feel when Boone Jenner scores that power play goal and you guys find yourselves on top 3-2?
Oh, it's unbelievable goal, and I'm happy to be in this goal too, and I know me and Boone just try to score goals because I drive on the net and try to shoot guys. I know we need a score, and I say whatever, we need to try to deliver puck to the net. I saw Boone in front, and I know if I shoot, maybe I score, or if it's a rebound, he score for sure, and it's emotional, but it was 12 minutes, still 12 or 9 minutes left. My first things, guys, we need to finish this game right because we score right now. We lead on the score and just play on the right way.
You've talked a lot about playing with Sean Monahan this season, but now you're playing with Boone too on your line. So what's it like to play with him? What does he add to it?
Well, he gives energy for our line for sure. His work a lot. His compete level highest on the team, and it's given me some challenge, work he work, and I try to be same and just enjoy play together.
All right, you've talked a little bit about Alex Ovechkin and him breaking the all-time goals record. What did you think when you saw him score that goal?
It's unbelievable. When he scored this goal, I saw this on the video, and I'm really happy for him, and I hope he will enjoy this moment with his family and his close friends. It's awesome, and I really happy to play against him tomorrow, and it's a big moment for me too. For sure, if I have a chance, I say congrats Alex, and we'll see.
What's it like to play against him? Like, do you remember what it was like the first time that you stepped on the ice and he was there too?
Yeah, it's my first season, yes, but it's always special for me. I want to show for him too, like, guys, I can score too, and you're my favorite player, and I want to beat you too, and like it's interesting. It's always special games for me, and it's really interesting play against against kumirs or like favorite players. It's nice. I just wait this moment.
You've obviously played the Capitals a couple of times this season. Ovechkin is a big part of what they do, but as an entire team, what makes the Capitals so good and hard to play against?
It's a good team, but I don't play against these guys long time, 2-3 months right now, and they play like a team. They always protect each other, and they have a good passers, like puck movement too, and it's a great challenge for us. I think it's one best team on the league right now, and on the East, and doesn't matter, but still we need to focus on our game, and I know we can beat these guys, we can win, and we will try our best.
Thanks, Marchie. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Again, that is Blue Jackets forward Kirill Marchenko joining me ahead of puck drop this afternoon between the Blue Jackets and the Washington Capitals at Nationwide Arena. After a quick break, I'll tell you what Marchenko and the Blue Jackets are up against on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Here are 5 great reasons to get a Blue Jackets season ticket plan this season. 1. Choose the games you just gotta see. 2. Plan start at just 6 games. 3. Incredible savings. 4. A ticket trade program for games you can't make. And 5. Invitations to exclusive events all year long. Come on, need more reasons? Visit BlueJackets.com/tickets today.
Toyota gives you the power of choice. Now through April 30th, get 4.99 APR financing on a stylish new 25 Corolla or 5.99 on Corolla Hybrid. Excludes Corolla Cross and GR Corolla. Or lease a gas-powered 25 Corolla LE for $240 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Shores and Islands, Ohio is the Midwest's favorite getaway. This coastal destination boasts 152 miles of Lake Erie shoreline, the best fishing on the Great Lakes, welcoming communities, rich history, and an abundance of attractions for all seasons. It is home to Cedar Point, Kalahari Resort, and the Lake Erie Islands. This year-round destination invites you to discover waterfront eateries, unique boutique shopping, abundant natural areas, breathtaking views, and cozy places to stay. Shores and Islands, Ohio, where finding your Lake Erie love is a sure thing. ShoresandIslands.com.
You depend on your roof to keep you safe from all sorts of extreme weather. That's why with Fiesel, you get quality and integrity every time we build a new roof, including the best in the industry lifetime warranty on all labor and materials. No guesswork, no gimmicks, just solid craftsmanship. The details matter. That's why you hire Fiesel. Go to FieselInc.com and get $1,000 off your next roof. That's FieselInc.com. Some restrictions apply.
It's a must-win hockey game for the Columbus Blue Jackets this afternoon. They're taking on the Washington Capitals at Nationwide Arena, and their playoff hopes are on the line. I'm Dylan Tyre with you on the Toyota pregame show, and right now it's time to talk a little bit more about the Blue Jackets' opponent. The Capitals come into this one as the best team in the Eastern Conference. They are just one of 3 teams in the NHL right now with 50 wins. They picked up win number 50 after beating the Carolina Hurricanes in a shootout on Thursday night. The Capitals right now locked in as the top playoff seed in the Eastern Conference, so you think about the way things are with their season. Might be easy to coast to the finish. You add in all the fanfare around Alex Ovechkin breaking Wayne Gretzky's goals record, and it's easy to imagine this team losing a little focus at the end of what's really been a great season. That's not the case at all, though. Their head coach, Spencer Carberry, says his team is dialed in until the very end.
That's what this team does an amazing job of. One of the things that they do an amazing job of is understanding the importance of every game inside of these 82 and trying to do everything you can to drum up energy, attention to detail, mental focus, physical, and so that it's just to win 50 games this year and win the Eastern Conference, huge accomplishment.
Alex Ovechkin has been the name for the Capitals this season. He has obviously been a huge part of their success, but he will not play in this game today. Washington has decided to give him a little bit of rest after what's been a very busy last couple of weeks. Without Ovechkin, the Caps still have lots of firepower. Dylan Strome is a name to know. He's the team leader with 77 points on 26 goals and 51 assists, all that through 78 games this season. Tom Wilson and Alexei Protas have both reached the 30-goal mark. They're behind Alex Ovechkin, who leads the team with 42. And in total, 8 Capitals have over 45 points this season. 5 players have over 60. That tells you this team is strong up and down the lineup. Washington has also gotten very solid goaltending from their tandem of Charlie Lindgren and Logan Thompson. Those guys have essentially split the season in half. Today, though, the Capitals will go with a new goaltender. Hunter Shepard is up from the American Hockey League. He will make his first NHL start of the season. With the Hershey Bears, he had a 2.81 goals against average and an .891 save percentage in 37 games. So the Blue Jackets would love to beat him today, and Boone Jenner would be more than happy to find the back of the net. I'll tell you why after another break on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Feel the excitement of the UEFA Champions League knockout stage on Sirius XM FC. Europe's best clubs.
What a start for Inter! And Barca are level! Brilliant Arsenal goal!
The world's brightest stars.
Mbappe! Kane! Rafinha!
All chasing club soccer's ultimate prize.
A new page in their glorious history!
The Champions League knockout stage, where legends are made. On Sirius XM FC, channel 157 in the car, and the Sirius XM app.
Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
After scoring 4 goals in Game 38 for his 45th on the season, on December 30th, 1981, the great one Wayne Gretzky and his Edmonton Oilers hosted the Philadelphia Flyers in Game 39 of the season.
Gretzky, will he shoot? He does! He scores! Wayne Gretzky's 50th goal in 39 games!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
The longest Game 7 in Stanley Cup playoff history, the New York Islanders versus the Washington Capitals at the Capitol Center, Saturday, April 18th through to Sunday, April 19th, 1987, the game known as the Easter Epic.
6 other times when a game has gone into quadruple overtime, shots on goal are 74-52.
He scores! LaFontaine at the blue line here in the 4th overtime, winning the series.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
October 15th, 1989, the great one passes his childhood idol, Mr. Hockey, for most points scored.
Gretzky has 1,850 points.
To Taylor to Gretzky, he scores! He's done it! Wayne Gretzky, the great one, has become the greatest of them all!
Ladies and gentlemen, Gordie Howe.
A super young man, a great hockey player who shares in everything he does, and congratulations.
The hockey history continues on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Almost time to drop the puck tonight in Columbus. Today in Columbus, I really should say, an afternoon game between the Blue Jackets and the Washington Capitals. The Blue Jackets have to win this one to keep their playoff hopes alive. I told you before our last break that Boone Jenner would really like to find the back of the net in this game. I'll tell you why as we go beyond the numbers with Bread Financial, proud to be the official financial services partner of your Columbus Blue Jackets. Today's number is 200. That is because Blue Jackets captain Boone Jenner is 1 goal away from 200 in his NHL career. He'd become just the 3rd player to score 200 goals with the Blue Jackets, sitting behind Rick Nash and Cam Atkinson. Remember, goal number 199 was a huge one for Jenner. He scored it on the power play, and it was the game winner on Thursday, helping the Blue Jackets come back to beat the Buffalo Sabres 3-2. Right now, we'll take a look at the nationwide NHL schedule for the rest of the afternoon. Nationwide is on your side. Another game will start at 12:30 today. That is in Philly, where the Flyers take on the New York Islanders. At 3 o'clock, the Carolina Hurricanes will welcome the New York Rangers to Raleigh. Then at 4, it's a battle between the LA Kings and the Colorado Avalanche at Crypto.com Arena. One game will start at 6. That's in Sunrise, Florida. The Panthers will go at it with the Buffalo Sabres. Then a couple at 7, first in Toronto, the Maple Leafs and Montreal Canadiens. And at the United Center, it's the Blackhawks battling the Winnipeg Jets. One game will drop the puck at 8. That is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas. The Stars will take on the Utah Hockey Club. And then 3 late games tonight. They'll all start at 10 o'clock Eastern. In Vancouver, it's the Canucks and the Wild. In the desert, the Vegas Golden Knights will take on the Nashville Predators. Then at Climate Pledge Arena, it is the Kraken battling the St. Louis Blues. Next, though, it's a big one. The Blue Jackets taking on the Washington Capitals, the 3rd out of 4 meetings between the teams this season. Bob McElligott has the starting lineups and more when we come back on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Feel the bass, ride the rhythm, and move to the dance hits and remixes that defined a generation in Utopia. A channel pulsing with 90s rave classics and iconic 2000s club anthems. Utopia. Channel 341 or at home on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
Historic hockey moments.
1992-93, the inaugural season for the Tampa Bay Lightning, had not just hockey fans, but the sporting world paying attention to the Bolts, thanks to a 5'7" goalie from Quebec who was trying out for the team.
The first woman to play professional hockey. There she is taking the ice. Manon Rayon.
It was a publicity stunt, they said, orchestrated by Tampa's general manager, Phil Esposito.
I'd be a liar to say that I wasn't using it for publicity, but the fact is, she's not bad.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
March 2nd, 1993, Winnipeg hosts Quebec, where Jets forward Timo Solani is 3 goals off the pace of Mike Bossy's rookie record.
Timo Solani breaks it. He scores! Ladies and gentlemen, as you're all aware, that goal by Timo Solani establishes a new NHL record for goals in one season by a rookie.
The Finnish Flash's record-breaking goal came in his 64th NHL game, and he would finish his rookie season with an overall 76 goals.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
301 days since the hit on Chris Draper.
The Colorado Avalanche at the Detroit Red Wings, March 26, 1997, brawl in Hockey Town.
Now Darren McCarty gets his shots in at Claude Lemieux. And look who came all the way out to try to help, Patrick Roy. Oh my goodness. Vernon and Roy, they are on their feet here at Joe Louis Arena.
Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. The latest news of the night.
Svechnikov and now Hamilton. Back for Andre. He's in for a shot. He scores!
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
The following is a presentation of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
From Nationwide Arena, the National Hockey League presents your Columbus Blue Jackets and the Washington Capitals. Welcome to Blue Jackets Hockey. I'm Bob McElligott. Well, the Blue Jackets looking to win 3 in a row this week here at home. They've already started off their week with wins over the Ottawa Senators and the Buffalo Sabres. That Buffalo win 2 nights ago. The Blue Jackets came back from a 2-0 deficit to win that game by the score of 3-2. And when you put those 2 wins on the ledger and you look at last night, the Ottawa Senators helping the Blue Jackets by beating the Montreal Canadiens, the Blue Jackets are still mathematically alive in the playoff chase in the Eastern Conference. Here's the key. The Blue Jackets cannot lose another game, and they need Montreal to go 0-2-1 in their last 3. So Montreal can't win another game, and the Blue Jackets can't lose another game. That's the way it has to balance out if the Blue Jackets want to sneak in at the very end. So the focus is on winning the game in front of them here today against the Washington Capitals. Now, the Blue Jackets, with that momentum that they've gotten this week, some of it is coming just because of good chemistry, quite frankly. And a good example of that was on Thursday night when Kent Johnson got a puck inside of his own zone, with about 12 seconds left in the period, the first period of the game. He lofted it out to the neutral zone, found James Van Riemsdyk on a breakaway, and JVR scored and cut that Buffalo lead in half. That gave the Blue Jackets some momentum that they hadn't had in the period, and then they eventually came back, as I said earlier, and they won the game. JVR and Kent Johnson, almost a match made in heaven, quite frankly. One veteran player that's been through almost all of it, and a young player that is just learning how to go through all of it. And they have really fed off each other throughout the course of the year. And James Van Riemsdyk says it's just something that feels natural.
Yeah, I think we think the game in a similar way, and I think our skill sets kind of complement each other. He's really good at, obviously, just creatively with the puck and buying extra time with it, and just the holes and lanes that he sees offensively is very impressive. And for me, I just try to, again, be a predictable option for him, be around the net, be there if he needs an outlet to release pucks. And, yeah, I think we're kind of on the same page with how we're thinking about how we want to play.
By the way, that goal that JVR scored was his 15th of the season for the Columbus Blue Jackets. So he's a veteran guy that just keeps on producing offensively. The Blue Jackets also called up Jet Greaves on Thursday afternoon, just before the game Thursday night against the Buffalo Sabres. Jet had just played in Cleveland the night before and had beaten the Grand Rapids Griffins, and then he came back with a victory over the Buffalo Sabres. Now, Cleveland is in a playoff race, just like the Blue Jackets are in a playoff race. But for Jet, he says he just separates things in his mind and tries to play the same way.
I think the biggest thing for me is just being where my feet are. When I'm in Cleveland, it's just doing what I can to help the Monsters win hockey games for the team there. And then when I'm here, it's the same thing, just doing what I can to help the Blue Jackets win hockey games. So I think the mindset's the same, just wherever I'm just trying to help the team win games.
So the Blue Jackets will have their work cut out for them today with the Washington Capitals here, although the NHL's all-time leading goal scorer, Alex Ovechkin, is not here and will not play today. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. They're being brought to you by Kroger. First of all, for the Capitals on defense, it'll be Matt Roy, joined by Martin Fairbury. They'll go with Ryan Leonard and Andrew Mangiapane on the wings, and the starting centerman will be Lars Eller. Now the starting lineup for your Columbus Blue Jackets on defense, Den Matejchuk and Ivan Provorov. James Van Riemsdyk and Kent Johnson will start on the wings, and Adam Fantilli is the centerman. The Blue Jackets are scratching today Jake Christensen. He is out with injury. Also Jack Johnson, Luke Cunnin, Jack Williams, Christian Fischer, Yegor Chinikov, Damon Semerson, and Elvis Merzlikins are all out of today's lineup. Time to go between the pipes, presented by Advanced Drainage Systems. ADS is a global leader in the production of environmentally friendly solutions to responsibly manage water. At ADS, they are helping the world to manage our most precious resource. And here is the goaltending matchup today, and it's a couple of American Hockey League goalies going at it, to be honest with you. Hunter Shepard is called up and playing his first game for the Washington Capitals here today, and Jet Greaves will make his 8th appearance of the year for the Blue Jackets. He is 3-2-2, 2.71 is his goals against average, and he has a .914 save percentage. So the Blue Jackets looking to continue their winning ways here on a Saturday afternoon at Nationwide Arena. The puck will drop between the Blue Jackets and the Capitals right after this on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Getting started in hockey has never been easier. The Blue Jackets Learn to Play program, presented by Performance Columbus in association with Moo Express Car Wash and Kroger, is an introductory ice hockey program for boys and girls ages 4 to 10. Classes are held year-round at the Ohio Health Chiller Ice Rinks. Registration includes age-appropriate instruction and head-to-toe equipment, yours to keep. Hockey starts here at bluejackets.com/learn-to-play.
You hear that crunch? It's not just any crunch. It's cheesy to the edge crust that only comes from a Jets Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed dough topped with premium mozzarella, the freshest ingredients, and ladled with Mama Jet's secret sauce. Then baked to perfection in steel pans born on Motor City lines. I bet you're real hungry now. Go ahead. Visit jetspizza.com for daily hot deals. Jets. Better because it has to be.
We are endlessly committed to our clients. Our dedication can be felt every step of the way to a resolution that can change everything. We are there for every client, every day. Call Elk & Elk at 1-800-ELK-OHIO.
The Blue Jackets, Greif, and Ohio Health have teamed up with Central Ohio Schools to bring the Power Play Challenge to 2nd through 5th grade classrooms. This free hockey-themed wellness program has helped reach over 57,000 kids in the fight against childhood obesity. To learn more, visit bluejackets.com/powerplaychallenge. Blue Jackets and the Washington Capitals set to go from Nationwide Arena. The Blue Jackets wearing their third jerseys today. The Union Blue jersey with the steel blue and antique white trim. Blue pants, blue socks, and blue helmets for them. And on the front of that jersey, you'll find the Safe Light patch, Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace. The Washington Capitals are wearing their road white jerseys with the navy blue and red trim, blue pants, white socks, and white helmets for them. The Blue Jackets will skate from left to right here in period number 1. And the officials for today's game, as assigned by the National Hockey League, Brian Pakmara and John McIsaac are the referees. Jesse Marquis and Jonathan Deschamps are the linesmen. Blue Jackets coming into this game with a record of 36, 33, and 9. The Washington Capitals are atop the Eastern Conference. They are 50, 19, and 9 on the season. The Blue Jackets hoping they can squeak into the 8th and final playoff spot in the East. The Capitals already have that top spot all locked up. The puck is down. The Capitals win the opening faceoff, and we're underway. Martin Fairbury sends the puck into the Blue Jackets' end. And over on the far wall, Capitals try to funnel it toward the middle of the ice. The Blue Jackets break it up. Kent Johnson plays it off the right wing boards. And hustling back into his own zone to be the first guy to get to it is Ryan Leonard for Washington. Washington will now just set it up behind the net. Get it over on the near wall to Fairbury. Plays it up the left wing side. Andrew Mangiapane trying to get that into the Blue Jacket zone. He does. Now it's stolen away by James Van Riemsdyk. He will lift the puck off the backhand across the ice and all the way to the left wing corner. That's where Matt Roy plays it away. And the Capitals would like to start a rush, but they can't do it. The puck goes off a skate and it comes to Dante Fabro, who hands it back to Zach Werenski. Werenski now dumps it into the left wing corner. Chasing is Boone Jenner. Getting there before him is John Carlson for the Capitals. It's moved around to the near side. Stolen away by Sean Monahan. High slot goes left side. Werenski with a shot. And he scores! The Zach attack is on. 1 minute into the opening period. Well, it's a great job by Sean Monahan. He sets that whole thing up, quite frankly. As Monahan handles the bouncing puck, gets it settled down, drags it around the man, and feeds it to Werenski, who finds that upper right-hand corner just underneath the crossbar. So for Zach Werenski, that goal that he picks up is his 21st of the year. And as I said, it comes only 1 minute into this game. So a very nice start for the Blue Jackets. Hard to start any better than that, isn't it? Blue Jackets with a puck off the draw, and it's Werenski that'll lift it into the right wing corner of the Capital zone. Heading back to pick it up, Rasmus Sandin. Put it around the boards. Blue Jackets knock it back right in his face, basically. He has to chase it back down, and finally will get it out to the neutral zone. Dylan Strome carries in on the right wing side. Strome comes across the ice. Sandin on the near wall, backhands it to the blue line. Back over to Strome on the half-wall right wing side. Now give to John Carlson with a shot that hit his stick and went right up in the air. Puck on the near wall, and it's Kirill Marchenko passing to the middle, finding Boone Jenner. He gets it over to Dante Fabro, and Fabro will just play it in as the Blue Jackets make a line change here early in period number 1. 1 shot on goal, and 1 goal for the Blue Jackets. And now Matthew Olivier almost forced a turnover in the neutral zone. He'll try to do it again, and he came close both times. Trevor Van Riemsdyk, James' brother, has the puck for the Capitals, plays it ahead on the left wing side, and gets this one into the Blue Jacket zone. Down in the left wing corner, Eric Branson pins his man to the boards, and reaching in is Jordan Harris, who returns to the lineup for the Blue Jackets today, and Harris is able to clear that puck out of his own end. The Capitals go back into their own zone, and they will pick it up and set things up and start the rush. Looking to get to the red line is Trevor Van Riemsdyk. He does, and he puts that one deep into the Blue Jacket zone. Jordan Harris drawing into the lineup for the Blue Jackets. The last time he played was February the 8th, and that was the third game of 3 in a row that he was in. He hasn't played since. He's been a healthy scratch, but he gets the opportunity to jump into the lineup here today. Jake Christensen got injured in the game against Buffalo on Thursday night. That takes him out of the lineup and gives Harris the opportunity. Here's a shot from the right point by the Capitals. It goes off a stick and up over the glass and out of play. Clock is stopped with 17:05 to go here in the first period. Zach Werenski's goal has the Blue Jackets leading by the score of 1-0. Sean Corrali was set to take the face-off, but now as Washington brings Strome's line on the ice, the Blue Jackets are going to counter with Sean Monahan. taking the face-off here. Ryan Strome not having Alexander Ovechkin on his left today. Ovechkin, a healthy scratch. Ethan Frank is playing his 23rd game of the year for the Capitals. And the puck back to the blue line. A big shot gets blocked by Boone Jenner. And Jenner just goes right to the bench, feeling the effects of that shot. Washington from behind their own net. Strome will flip it out to the neutral zone. Provorov gets a stick on it first. Puck is now loose near the penalty box. And it is moved up the left side. Strome has got it. Finds Ethan Frank. Backhands it toward the net. And it's under the pad of Jet Greaves. And he stays put. And make sure that that puck goes nowhere as it's stuck right underneath his pad. He holds on for the faceoff. That faceoff is going to come in the left wing circle of the Blue Jacket zone right now. Out to take the face-off for the Blue Jackets now is Cole Sillinger. He goes up against Pierre-Luc Dubois. And Dubois now is waved out. He jumped just a little bit early there. Taking his place is Connor McMichael. And now Sillinger jumps and gets waved out. So it will be Olivier against McMichael in a battle of 24s. Puck is down, and the Blue Jackets do control it. Dante Fabro clears it out to the neutral zone. John Carlson gets there and puts it onto the stick of Pierre-Luc Dubois. He is stepped into by Matthew Olivier, who strips him of the puck. Dmitry Voronkov got it, just threw it into open ice. Rasmus Sandin gets there for the Capitals to dump it behind the Blue Jackets' net. There it is picked up by Werenski. It bounced on him, but now he outlets it up the right wing side for Sillinger. Cole stops inside the Washington blue line, gives to Fabro, who fires a shot high and wide left. Capitals clear it back out to center ice. And Fabro will back up inside of his own blue line. Gives to Sillinger, who begins the rush. Enters the Capital zone. Put it on the right wing boards for Zach Werenski. Zach skates it along the blue line, takes a shot. It got blocked. Olivier pulls it off the shin pads of Pierre-Luc Dubois, and then Olivier went chasing for the puck. He took a big hit and was knocked down over on the far wall. In the meantime, Washington gets it just outside the blue line. And now the Blue Jackets are going to go to the bench and make a line change here with 15:36 remaining in the opening period. And the Blue Jackets lead by the score of 1-0. Matt Roy from behind his own net for Washington finds Martin Fairbury, his defensive partner. Fairbury's pass was initially knocked down by Eric Goodbranson. Now it'll be James Van Riemsdyk tipping it loose on the far wall. Gets it to Kent Johnson into the left wing circle. Comes in front, shoots, and he scores! KJ all day! He carries it to the front of the net, and Kent Johnson gives the Blue Jackets a 2-0 lead. Well, Hunter Shepard has given up 2 goals already here in this first period. And I'll tell you what, it's been 2 really good shots by the Blue Jackets. First the Werenski goal, and then Kent Johnson just dangling in there and really just making him guess. What's he going to do with the puck next? Well, the answer is stuff it between your pads and put it into the back of the net. Kent Johnson picks up his 23rd of the year. So the Blue Jackets enjoying the 2-goal lead here early on. It's a great job by JVR to get that puck jarred loose in the neutral zone. Now Fantilli brings it in, goes left wing side, shot by Van Riemsdyk, missed the net. Puck now to the near wall. Trying to get back to it is JVR. He does in the high slot, and he had it knocked off the stick. By the time he chases it back down, he is forced outside the blue line. The Blue Jackets bring it back in, and they are offside. .53 to go here in the first period. Face off in the neutral zone. Dylan Strome will not take it against Sean Monahan. He just got waved out. Boone Jenner will take the spot. It's a nice second option to have Jenner. And there he wins it. Got it back to Provorov. Gives to Monahan. He had it knocked off his stick. Good play right there by Dylan Strome. But the puck is then shot into the Washington end, and it finds the net for the score. Everything's coming up roses for the Blue Jackets here in the first period. Dent Matejchuk gets the goal, Jenner wins the faceoff. He got it to Prodrop. All right, so now they're going to take that off the board. So the puck went off the linesman and then came down the ice and went in. Hunter Shepard, the goaltender, had left the crease. He was going to play the puck behind the net because that's where it should have been going. Because Matejchuk gets it on the boards, and he tries to play it down the wall, and it hits right off the skate of the linesman and goes into the empty net. But because it hit the linesman, they've taken it off. So it's only a 2-goal game. And the fans don't like it. And that's why the linesmen usually jump up on the boards to get their skates out of the way, so that stuff doesn't happen. Now the puck is put back into the Blue Jacket zone, and it comes close enough to Jet Greaves, and he'll grab a hold of it and hang on. Matejchuk looked as though he had his 5th NHL goal, but of course he does not. Faceoff's in the Blue Jacket zone. Sean Corrali will take the draw. Corrali against Lars Eller. Capitals win it. And at the blue line, they take a one-time shot. It missed the net. I think it missed on purpose. Looked to be a pass off the boards, but the Blue Jackets get to it and flip it ahead. Up the right wing side, Zach Aston Reese to the middle. There's a shot, and the save is made by Shepard. Great opportunity there for the Blue Jackets, and they couldn't bury it. And for Hunter Shepard, that's a much-needed save. Now the other way, here come the Capitals in with a shot on Greaves, and he reaches up with a glove hand and steals it away. Well, went from one great chance on one end to a great chance on the other end. As I said, Shepard stopped the Blue Jackets for the first time today, quite frankly. And then Washington comes right back down the ice on the rush with an opportunity for themselves. It was Matejchuk again that had that chance on Hunter Shepard. Then Matejchuk jumping up on plays now. And actually, Washington took advantage of that. That's how they got back in a 2-on-1. Ryan Leonard is coming out of college, joining the Washington Capitals. Couldn't bury that shot on Jet Greaves. Now here come the Capitals again into the Blue Jacket zone, over in the far corner. They get to the puck, and they look to get it to the blue line. Play it to the left point. Alex Alexiev in a game for the first time since November today for the Washington Capitals. Plays the puck down into the left wing corner of the Blue Jacket zone. Kirill Marchenko knocks it away, but he can't get it out of the zone. Dylan Strome got it to the side of the net, and a great job anticipating by Dante Fabro. He went to the crease and intercepted a pass. Now Strome knocks one down at the blue line, brings it back in with a shot that goes off a stick and high. Marchenko gets it, tried to bang it behind the net, and it got stolen away. Second effort by Kirill Marchenko finds Zach Werenski, who got it to Boone Jenner so he could tip it out to the neutral zone, and the Capitals will take over back at their own blue line. 12:57 to go here in the first period. The Blue Jackets lead 2-0. And the puck is backhanded into the Blue Jacket zone. Jordan Harris gets there, and he gets taken right to the boards by Taylor Radish. Blue Jackets with the puck again. Cole Sillinger up to the red line. Lofts it ahead to the right wing corner. Matthew Olivier is there. Olivier gets position on the puck. Now he gets knocked down to the ice. Capitals take it. Try to pass it to the middle, and they'll be successful in getting it outside the blue line. Sillinger takes over right there. Got it to Olivier. He had it knocked away from behind. That's actually a good play by Nick Dowd. Good back-checking effort by him to reach in from behind on Matthew Olivier and lift his stick and knock that puck free. And that gives the Washington Capitals a chance to set up inside of their own zone. Martin Fairbury with a stretch pass to the neutral zone. And this one picked up and carried in by Tom Wilson. Got it over to Pierre-Luc Dubois. Rasmus Sandin kept the puck in at the blue line. Barely kept it in. Goes over to the far wall. Shot by the Capitals toward the net. Went off a stick. Was trickling near the top of the crease. The Blue Jackets will clear it out and send it right back into the Washington zone. 11:45 to go in the first period. 2-0. Blue Jackets have the advantage. James Van Riemsdyk battling against Pierre-Luc Dubois. Van Riemsdyk got the puck to Kent Johnson. On the right wing side, he finds Fantilli. Fantilli in with a forehand shot. Hunter Shepard makes a save on that. What a great job in a tight space to get that puck from the backhand to the forehand and even get that scoring chance. Puck is dumped into the Blue Jacket zone. And good job by Ivan Provorov, as he was there to block the shot taken by Connor McMichael. The puck back toward the net. Greaves with a big save, and now the Blue Jackets come on the counterattack. Up the right wing side, it's Danforth. Slows down as he gets toward the corner. His team's making a line change. Try to get it back to Provorov, and he played it down the boards, but the Capitals take it away, and here they come. Ryan Leonard on the left wing side, curls up on the half wall, takes a long shot, save made, rebound, and that one does not go in. Mangiapane looked like he had an opening there, but he did not, and it's still a 2-0 game. As the Capitals tip the puck at the red line, it sails over the glass and into the crowd. 10:49 remaining here in the first period. It's the Blue Jackets 2 and the Capitals 0 on the Columbus Blue Jackets radio network.
Shores and Islands, Ohio is the Midwest's favorite getaway. This coastal destination boasts 152 miles of Lake Erie shoreline, the best fishing on the Great Lakes, welcoming communities, rich history, and an abundance of attractions for all seasons. It is home to Cedar Point, Kalahari Resort, and the Lake Erie Islands. This year-round destination invites you to discover waterfront eateries, unique boutique shopping, abundant natural areas, breathtaking views, and cozy places to stay. Shores and Islands, Ohio, where finding your Lake Erie love is a sure thing. shoresandislands.com.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Toyota has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than anyone else, like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through April 30th, you can get any new Highlander or Grand Highlander with 6.75 APR financing up to 72 months, including hybrid models with $16.93 per thousand borrowed, subject to approved credit through TFS. Plus, you get 2 years no-cost maintenance. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Now, have you ever wanted to get a game-used stick by Kent Johnson? I'll tell you, he uses it well. He already picked up his 23rd goal of the year in this game. But if you've ever wanted one of those game-used sticks, now's your chance. Get your phone and text Kent to 26791. When you do that, you got a chance to win. Again, text Kent to 26791. Message and data rates may apply. The Jackets up 2-0 here in the first period. Washington's starting to get their legs underneath them, though. Okay? Look, a 2-0 lead is nothing in the National Hockey League, especially this early in the game. So the Blue Jackets have just got to keep on the accelerator. Very simple. Puck's in the neutral zone. Washington makes a steal. Dylan Strome pulls up inside the blue line, lays it across the ice, and Alexia tries to backhand it down to the corner, and Sean Monahan got a stick on that puck and gets it to Kirill Marchenko. Marchenko trying to skate it out of the zone and got plenty of pressure from Ethan Frank. So he had a turnaround and now plays it ahead. Monahan's got it. Give to Werenski up on the rush left wing side. Zach throws it toward the front of the net, and none of his teammates could get a stick on it. Eric Branson was playing back in the neutral zone as the safety valve there, and he's got the puck. Gives it back to Monahan. He'll throw it in on the right wing side. Puck goes around the boards. Blue Jackets making a change, and Washington will set up behind their own net. Shots on goal favor the Capitals 5-4. They miss on a pass through the neutral zone. Matthew Olivier will take the puck, and he backhands it to his defenseman, Jordan Harris. Harris did not get to the red line. This will be an icing call as he dumps it in. So the Capitals get an opportunity here. They immediately make a line change. They know what line they want out to take this face-off. They try to create some very quick offensive pressure, and that's a line of Pierre-Luc Dubois with Connor McMichael and Tom Wilson. Pierre-Luc Dubois has had a good season for the Capitals. 78 games, 64 points, 20 goals, and 44 assists for him. He wins the faceoff. Martin Fairbury plays it to the center point. Connor McMichael was there. He took a shot. It got blocked. And the Blue Jackets ship the puck up the right wing side into the Capital zone. Washington gets there, and they'll play it ahead. Provorov intercepts. Gets it across to Matejchuk. He pulls up. Looks for Olivier, who was able to tip it into the Capital zone. But again, Matt Roy goes back to get it. Roy trying to get around a check from Voronkov. Puck is laid ahead for Pierre-Luc Dubois, and he had it knocked off his stick by Ivan Provorov, and then as Provorov went to play it, it hit the stick of Dubois and goes up into the bench. And that'll stop the clock with 9:12 remaining in the first period. The Blue Jackets 2, and the Capitals nothing on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
As a sports fan, I just want the games. Right now, it's practically a full-time job to figure out which bundle I need. But with the SiriusXM app, it's done the bundling for me.
It is gone, a grand slam!
I don't have to go anywhere else to get every MLB, NFL, NBA, and NHL game. When there's a college game on, I just search for the school on the SiriusXM app.
Holy smokes, what a play!
With the all-access plan in the SiriusXM app, I've got the sports world in the palm of my hand.
To the end zone, touchdown!
No bundle required.
Historic hockey moments.
Game 8 of Super Series 76 coming to you from the Spectrum.
January 11th, 1976, the Philadelphia Flyers play host to the team known as the Red Army team of the Soviet Union.
They are leaving the ice. They're going to go. They're going home. Come out, and in about 40 seconds worth of hockey time, the Flyers have scored.
And the Broad Street Bullies would never look back after that one, winning 4-1 to become the only NHL team in the 4-game series to beat the Red Army.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
Mr. Hockey's final NHL goal, April 9th, 1980, the Hartford Whalers at the Montreal Canadiens.
Howe over the line to his father, son to father, backhand shot, they score! Number 9, Father Howe. And they're going to give him a standing ovation here in the Montreal Forum. A tremendous tribute to one of the most amazing athletes in any sport.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
9:12 left in the first period at Nationwide Arena, and the Blue Jackets lead the Capitals 2-0. Let's play some Jackets math. You can respond to @CBJ Radio on X to win a Jack Johnson signed puck. I'll announce the winner during the post-game show. The equation, the number of games that Chris Clark played for the Capitals minus the number of games Pierre-Luc Dubois played for the Blue Jackets. Get the correct number and send it to @CBJ Radio on X. Here's Bob McElligott.
Face-off in the neutral zone, and it's going to be won by the Capitals. Rasmus Sandin, defenseman, will throw that puck behind the Blue Jackets net over in the far corner. It's Dent Matejchuk that gets there, trying to feed it to Ivan Provorov. Provorov had a fight just to get a stick on it. Now it comes out to the neutral zone. Danforth's got it. Creates a 2-on-1 up the right wing side. Put it to the front of the net, and just getting a stick on it and batting it wide was Sean Kuraly. That wasn't going to be an easy play any way you drew it up. And Kuraly did everything he could. He just couldn't quite get the puck on net. Puck's in the near corner of the Capitals' end now. Provorov knocked it away from his man. And now chases it down back out in the neutral zone. Gives to Matejchuk. Got pressure coming from behind. Nick Dowd putting that pressure on, but Matejchuk skates free of it through the neutral zone. Hands it off to JVR. Looked as though he was going to dump it to the corner. Then he tried to skate through. His brother Trevor will pick it up for the Capitals, and now they collide. The puck is turned over to Kent Johnson. He tries to get it back, and he got it to Fantilli, who took a shot that was denied by Hunter Shepard. Fresh off the bench is Zach Werenski. And now the puck is moved around to the near wall, and this one is going to be cleared out through the neutral zone. And back goes Dante Fabro. If you're wondering how many times James Van Riemsdyk has skated in a game against his brother Trevor, the answer is 22 times. And if you're wondering which team has won more, they are deadlocked at 11 wins apiece. Here's a shot by Werenski, and that one gets blocked. And here come the Capitals quickly on the counterattack. Ryan Leonard takes a shot, fought off by Jet Greaves. Capitals get it again. Trevor Van Riemsdyk gives it away to Zach Werenski, who finds Adam Fantilli, who will play it down the ice, and it's going to be an icing call. By the way, that Van Riemsdyk brothers stat, courtesy of Ivan Sokolsky of ESPN. I was talking with Sean McDonough before the game, and Sean had that question, and so it was looked up by Ivan, and there it is. So how ironic is that, right? 22 times they faced each other head-to-head, and their team, each brother's team has won 11 times. So something will crack here today. Somebody's taking the lead. Face-off won by the Capitals. They get it to the slot, trying to angle it to the net, and that shot got blocked. Kent Johnson with the puck on the far wall will lift it to the neutral zone. Ethan Frank tried to glove it down. It went off his fingertips, but it's picked up by Dylan Strome. Gets it on the left wing side. Taking a shot that missed the net is Anthony Beauvillier. And the puck winds up out of play with 7:07 remaining here in the first period. All right, it's a Saturday afternoon in April. A lot of stuff going on in Columbus today. You've got this game going on. You have the Ohio State Buckeyes spring game going on. Where are you listening from today? Let me know. Just go on to X, formerly Twitter. You can find me there at Bobby Mac Sports. Let me know where you're listening to this one from today. So the Blue Jackets have the 2-0 lead. And the Blue Jackets have the puck off the draw in their own zone. They try to play it out and winds up in the penalty box. So that faceoff will return to the Blue Jackets' end. Strome will take the faceoff here against Sean Monahan. Monahan pulls it back to the corner. Goodbranson taps it behind the net. Provorov picks it up there. Fires it ahead off the stick of Marchenko and into the Capital zone. Hunter Shepard, the goaltender, moves it to the near wall. And the Capitals are going to get it out pretty quickly here. They go up the right wing side. Good job by Provorov to put the body on Ethan Frank. Gets that puck behind the net. Marchenko trying to play it ahead. And between Monahan and Jenner and a lot of traffic, they find their way to get it back out to the neutral zone. Capitals will dump it back in. 6.5 minutes to go here in the first period. Blue Jackets lead 2-0. Their 2 goals came in the first 4 minutes and 45 seconds of this period. Marchenko over on the far wall. Takes a hit, leaves the puck for Jenner. Jenner will now put it on the forehand. Wrists it around behind the net. Goodbranson pinches down the right wing boards. And he got it to Monahan. Back to Jenner, who returns it to Goodbranson with a shot knocked down by Pierre-Luc Dubois. And Rasmus Sandin will just take it behind his own net. And now it gets outlet into the neutral zone. Dubois got it, fires it into the Blue Jacket zone. Cylinder off the backhand, taps it to Dante Fabro. Fabro moves it to Olivier, and now it's Voronkov. Just played it through the defense and in toward Hunter Shepard. Shepard sweeps it away, and Olivier tried to feed it to the slot. It got intercepted, but not cleared. Here's Fabro with a shot. Voronkov, had he been able to get his stick free to the side of the net, he would have tipped that one right in. Blue Jackets keep it along the blue line. Dante Fabro with a backhanded shot. That went to the stick of Matthew Olivier. He tried to turn around and get it on the forehand. It got knocked off his stick and back to the neutral zone. Now it's Werenski. Plays it off the boards, giving Olivier a chance to run in behind the net, and he got there, and then he turned and blindly threw it back toward the blue line, and it went by everybody. So the Capitals will rush into the Blue Jacket zone. Jet Greaves had to wait for that puck to come into the trapezoid area, and now Washington is going to take it away. They put it out to the blue line, and here comes a shot from Trevor Van Riemsdyk, and that one missed the net. Blue Jackets got to the puck, but then get knocked off of it. Goodbranson, he had it for a second, but he took a big hit, lost control. Justin Danforth will clear it out to the red line. 4 minutes and 50 seconds remains here in the first period. Blue Jackets are leading in this game by the score of 2-0. Long pass from Goodbranson, looking for Sean Corrali. Corrali couldn't quite catch up with it. He'll now chase it down to the right wing corner of the Capitals' end. Goes around behind the net to the far side. Danforth took a hit, went down to a knee, and Trevor Van Riemsdyk clears the puck up over the boards and into the crowd. So that will bring a stoppage at 4.5 minutes remaining in the opening period. The Blue Jackets hold a 2-0 lead over Washington here on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Elk & Elk is committed to helping everyone, including those who protect us. That's why we're proud to be the presenting partner of Military Salutes. We celebrate our nation's military members and thank them for their service. Elk & Elk, official partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
It all started with a simple cheese coney in 1949. Safe to say, we all fell in love with Skyline Chili. Before long, Skylines were popping up all over the place. Now, everywhere you go, Skyline is there too. And who says you can't take it with you? You can even have it shipped from Amazon to Amazon, Montana, or anywhere else in the U.S. Thanks to Skyline lovers everywhere for 75 delicious years.
Miss, your burger is served.
Thank you.
And if I may suggest a pairing, this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. The sweetness of Pepsi perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger, while the citrus and carbonation elevates the taste for a truly stunning flavor profile. Bon appetit.
Now that is one perfect combination. If this is how the other half lives, I could get used to this. burgers deserve Pepsi.
The Blue Jackets, Greif, and Ohio Health have teamed up with Central Ohio Schools to bring the Power Play Challenge to 2nd through 5th grade classrooms. This free hockey-themed wellness program has helped reach over 57,000 kids in the fight against childhood obesity. To learn more, visit bluejackets.com/powerplaychallenge.
4.5 minutes left in the first period at Nationwide Arena. Goals from Zach Werenski and Kent Johnson have the Blue Jackets on top of the Washington Capitals 2-0. One other game on the Nationwide NHL scoreboard. 3.5 minutes to go in the opening frame at the Wells Fargo Center. It's 0-0 between the Flyers and the New York Islanders. Here's Bob McElligott.
Face off in the left wing circle of the Capitals end. Adam Fantilli against Lars Eller. Good job by James Van Riemsdyk. He got in there, stole the puck away right off the draw, finds Fantilli, right wing circle with a shot that is blocked. Rasmus Sandin that blocked it, and Sandin takes it and plays it to the forwards, and Andrew Mangiapane dumps it off for John Carlson. He'll put it into the Blue Jackets' end. Van Riemsdyk is there, outlets it to Kent Johnson. Put it ahead, Fantilli behind the defense. He shoots and a save is made by Shepard. Trying to go low, and Shepard got the pad down there and made the save. So Eller trying to thread the needle on a pass the other way. Picked off by JVR and handed to Kent Johnson. Johnson up the right wing side. Ivan Provorov. The head on the play. Gets it back to Johnson with a shot save made. And Shepard, well, he had it, then he lost it. And his teammates are trying to push it back into his pads to get the whistle, and they do. And Fantilli is now drawing some attention from Andrew Mangiapane. Well, a big conversation between John Carlson, Capitals defenseman, and one of the referees, and that's Brian Pakmara. Carlson made his case, and Brian Pakmara said, "I disagree with you, Johnny." And guess whose opinion counts? So that the shot initially got Hunter Shepard in the mask. And Fantilli got a late poke in there, and that's why Carlson was saying it was a spear. And Pakmara said, "I disagree with you." I see the point on both sides, quite honestly, after watching the replay. In the meantime, still 2-0 Blue Jackets. And here are the Capitals. Martin Fairbury puts it between the circles, and Capitals try to angle it toward the net again. The Blue Jackets had bodies there. I'll tell you something. First of all, there's 2 full periods left to play in this game as Monahan keeps it in the Capital zone now. I'll tell you something when I have a chance that I'm observing here. Werenski back at the center point. Long shot. Hunter Shepard with a catch, and he holds on. So you got 2 full periods of play. What do the Capitals like to do? And it doesn't matter who's in their lineup. They're doing the same thing. They like to get the guy between the circles, throw the puck there, and get a tip and a redirect to get the puck on net. So survive the rest of this game. But tomorrow there's going to be some bigger names back in the lineup, I'll guarantee you. And they're going to do it. So you better continue to be packed in front of the net like you are today through the rest of this game and through all 3 periods tomorrow. Blue Jackets win the faceoff. Werenski gets it over to Fabro. No shooting lane. Throws it behind the net. Voronkov got tied up for a second. Couldn't get to the puck. And Pierre-Luc Dubois will take it now. Dubois in the neutral zone. Looking to get it to Connor McMichael. Went off his stick. And now Matthew Olivier gets it to Voronkov. Voronkov trying to one-handed by Trevor Van Riemsdyk, which he does. Capitals stay with it. McMichael tips it to the middle of the ice. And it will be brought back the other way by Pierre-Luc Dubois. Stops inside the blue line. His former teammate, Zach Werenski, then steals the puck off his stick and clears it back out to center ice. Trevor Van Riemsdyk throws it in. It goes off Jet Greaves' stick, comes right to Cole Sillinger. And Sillinger will drop it off to Eric Goodbranson. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first period. The Blue Jackets lead 2-0. The 2 goals came early in this first period. Goodbranson with a pass up the middle, picked off by Nick Dowd. Dowd brings it in on the right wing side. He's got a trailer. He's forced around behind the net and hammered to the boards by Jordan Harrison, taken down. The puck stays in the zone. John Carlson puts it down toward the corner, and the Blue Jackets knock it free and back outside the blue line. Washington regroups inside of their own blue line. They'll send it up the right wing side. Brandon Duhaime tipped it in to the Blue Jackets' end. And now it comes back to the near point, and Sandin couldn't hold it in the zone. Throws it ahead, and Eric Branson will pick this one off for the Blue Jackets. Branson trades it back and forth with Jordan Harris. Actually, Harris gave it to Branson, and then Harris was going to go to the bench, but Branson gave it right back to him. Kent Johnson now has the puck. Went to make a pass. It got broken up. Fortunately, it came right back to him. So he'll give the Provorov back inside of his own zone. Provorov now to Dent Matejchuk. Matejchuk surveys the situation, dumps it down the ice, and it's going to be an icing call with 1 minute and 13 seconds left here in the first period. Well, very good afternoon to Jordan the Hoff, who is delivering packages and pulling for the Blue Jackets around Columbus this afternoon, checking in on X at Bobby Back Sports. Matthew Rudloff is listening from Tavares, Florida, while delivering for America. All right. Well, thank you, Matthew, for checking in. Let's see what else here. Andy's Astros, Avs, and Jackets listening and watching from Central Pennsylvania. Says, I have the TV muted in sync with the radio call. I appreciate that. I always appreciate that. And I won't tell my friend Sean McDonough from ESPN. Actually, I will during the intermission. That'll be even better. Face-off going to be in the left wing circle. This is in the Blue Jacket zone. Lars Eller started the year with the Pittsburgh Penguins and got traded back to Washington. Second go-around in Washington here for Lars Eller. Faces off against Adam Fantilli. And Lars Eller wins the face-off. Martin Feyerberg putting the puck to the left wing corner. Fantilli takes it from Ryan Leonard. Got it behind the net. Matejchuk now leads it ahead to JVR. He'll carry into the Washington zone. Tries to fight his way through a check. Fantilli got to the puck. Pushed it to the area where Van Riemsdyk had been. But the Capitals are there now. They take it away. And Leonard will launch it up to Mangiapane. Trying to leave it in the slot. And the Blue Jackets knock it away. Ryan Leonard just got destroyed on a check in the slot. The Blue Jackets take the puck back the other way. Leonard is still down on one knee. Blue Jackets with the puck. Fantilli in with a shot. And he scores! Adam Fantilli finished it. The Blue Jackets basically wound up on a power play there because Ryan Leonard is just now getting back onto his skates and slowly making his way to the Washington Capitals bench. And it was Fantilli that laid out Leonard. And guess what? The Washington Capitals don't like it one bit. So he lays him out on one end. He comes back and scores on the other end. And this one comes in the final minute. 19:24, the time of this goal. And Tom Wilson is talking to the referee. All of a sudden here, I think Matthew Olivier is going to have some work today. Call me crazy. I'm just getting that feeling. And there's still a lot of discussion going on. John Carlson, again, is in the referee's ears. This time he's not talking to Puck Mara. He's talking to John McIsaac. Oh, I'll tell you who the smartest guy on the ice was. Jonathan Deschamps, the linesman, because as soon as the Blue Jackets started celebrating, he skated over and got between Fantilli and the Washington Capitals because he had an idea of what was coming there. Well, Adam Fantilli picks up his 26th of the year. And someday when people ask Ryan Leonard, what was your welcome to the National Hockey League moment, it may be that hit. And now we've got whistle. And what do we got going on here? I think somebody's been sent off the ice, and I think it might be Tom Wilson. He's being sent to the dressing room. This one's going to get out of hand early.
Washington, number 43, 2 minutes unsportsmanlike conduct and a 10-minute misconduct.
Is he on the bench? Did he do that from the bench? I think he might have. He gets a 2 and a 10. I think he yelled something off the bench, quite honestly. I love it. Saturday afternoon hockey. Old-time hockey. Oh, this is great. Tell you what, if you weren't awake early, you're awake now in this game. 100%. Capitals are rattled. When I say rattled, I shouldn't say rattled. That's the wrong word. They are agitated. They are agitated. And I'm not saying that, look, they should be agitated. The hit that Fantilli put on was a good hit. I mean, it's a big hit. In today's game, it's an oh my God hit, you know? People are like, oh, I can't believe that there was that kind of violence in that hit. Well, that's hockey. But they're mad. They're down by 3. And there's a lot of hockey left to play here. And then an agitated veteran squad down 3 is, you haven't won when you're up by 3, I'll tell you that. Blue Jackets are on the AEP power play. Zach Werenski goes left side. Marchenko with a one-timer, sails high. Kent Johnson back across the ice, finds Marchenko in the left wing circle. Has his stick lifted, gets it back out into the slot. It bounced off the stick of Johnson and is cleared all the way down the ice, and the period comes to an end. So, we've only played 20 minutes. It feels like we played for a week and a half. And the Blue Jackets are leading the Washington Capitals by the score of 3-0. Zach Werenski, Kent Johnson, Adam Fantilli all have goals. Those goals are all presented by Fanatic Sportsbook. And I can't believe we have 40 minutes left to play. This is going to be fun. It really is this afternoon. And the Blue Jackets still have 1 minute and 40 seconds of power play time to work with when we get into period number 2. So who knows what else we're going to see here today. But it's a very fun start. And it's only the first game of 2 between these two teams over the course of the next 2 days. Kent Johnson, Blue Jackets forward, is with me. And Kent got one of those 3 goals. As a matter of fact, Kent got the second goal that the Blue Jackets scored just 4 minutes and 45 seconds in. And, you know, Kent, you guys, for a team that has been chasing a lot of games lately, it had to feel good to get up 2-0 early, didn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely always does. So, yeah, we couldn't really score in the first there. Just for whatever reason, playing good, but couldn't bury. So it's nice to get some to fall.
All right, I got to ask you, what the heck is going on out there right at the end of the period?
I'm not even exactly sure. Some bodies flying around, some good physical hockey, so you got to love it. Tensions are getting going, but I didn't really see too much of it. But, yeah, you're always good to grab a guy and talk a bit.
Look, you know Adam Fantilli. You know how he plays. And, look, you know, he lays out Ryan Leonard, but it's just a hard hit in a hockey game. But to see him do that on one end and come down and score a goal on the other end, again, for a team like yours that is you're on your last breath, you're trying to stay alive in the playoff race every single game, that's got to be a huge shot in the arm, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. I love it. Obviously, big hits are always good. And then, yeah, Fantz was flying. He was wide open there. So I think probably his check was on the ground still. So it was a good play by him.
Funny, Saturday afternoon, you might think it's relaxing hockey, but it's old-time hockey out there today.
Yeah, a little bit. So it's fun. We love it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you love it. I mean, you're a skill guy. You're not necessarily a fighting type guy. So I don't know. Yeah, I would ask your perspective of playing in a game like that.
No, I love it. I mean, it's still obviously, yeah, it's fun, and you know, you love the boys in the battle, and obviously, you know, it's not you know, the biggest part of my game. Some bigger guys that will take care of some stuff more for me, but yeah, it's always fun to get in there and get in the battle, and then obviously still got to win a hockey game, so it's good.
Just skate with your head up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ken, hey, congratulations on the goal. Best of luck the rest of the way today.
Yep, thank you.
Kent Johnson, Blue Jackets forward. He got goal number 23 on the year. Just 4 minutes and 45 seconds into the opening period. The Blue Jackets have themselves a 3-0 lead over Washington at the end of 1 here on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Worthington Steel has been proud to call Columbus home for 70 years. As a value-added steel processor, we enhance the products you use every day. Whether it's cars on the road, combines harvesting food, or transformers and generators providing electricity, Worthington Steel is there, and we are driving steel forward. Learn more about our innovative steel solutions at worthingtonsteel.com. That's worthingtonsteel.com.
Blue Jackets fans, when it comes to power and reliability, Chevy trucks are always at full strength. Led by Silverado, built for the grind, with durable engines and advanced capability to help you keep the toughest jobs in check. There's Colorado, versatile and performance ready, thanks to its aggressive off-road design and engineering excellence. When it's time to face off against a formidable challenge, get yourself a Chevy truck. See your Central Ohio Chevy dealers today. Chevrolet, proud sponsor of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Hey parents, if you're interested in getting your child started in hockey, listen up. The Blue Jackets Get Out and Learn program presented by Safelite in association with Apex Pros introduces first-time participants ages 5 to 9 to the sport of hockey for free. Each participant gets 30 minutes of instruction, a free stick and a ball, jersey or t-shirt to keep. Register for an ice or street hockey clinic now at bluejackets.com/goal. That's bluejackets.com/goal.
Welcome to the Intermission Report. Here is Dylan Tyre with a recap of the first period.
Welcome back to Nationwide Arena, where the Blue Jackets have a 3-0 lead over the Washington Capitals through 20 minutes of play. Zach Werenski opened the scoring exactly a minute in. Kent Johnson scored his 23rd of the year 3 minutes and 45 seconds later. Then, in the final minute of the first period, Adam Fantilli picked up goal number 26. That's how the Blue Jackets have the 3-0 lead. Right now, I'm joined by Bailey Johnson, who covers the Washington Capitals for the Washington Post. And Bailey, I had to have you in here when you guys were in town to talk about the great chase. Alex Ovechkin passing Wayne Gretzky for the most goals in NHL history. 895. It happened last week on Long Island. Could you summarize what this whole thing has been like? Because when Ovi, he got off to a great start this year, he gets hurt, and from there, where do things go?
He came back from getting hurt kind of on fire. He played really well in Toronto. I'll never forget that first game back. You knew he was going to play in Toronto. He loves to play in Toronto. And then, it started to look a little bit dicey. About a month ago, he was scoring a goal every other game, which at that point had him on pace to be at 894 in the last game of the season in Pittsburgh, which I think was everybody's nightmare of how this could have gone. But he really, he absolutely caught fire once he got to 5 goals away. It wasn't until Thursday's game against the Hurricanes that Ryan Leonard played an NHL game that Alex Ovechkin didn't score in all 4 of Leonard's first games. He scored 5 goals to go from 891 to 895. Once he decided he was going to do it, he didn't make anybody wait on it. The tying was perfect to do it at home, get the home crowd celebration, and then he didn't want to break it on an empty netter with a hat trick, even though that would have been pretty special. But the way it ended up working out on Long Island, I'm looking down at the left face-off circle right now. I can see him scoring that goal from that spot. It's exactly where he scores all of his goals from, where he's made his legend, and it was perfect for 895.
All right, how did the record tying goal, 894, compare to 895?
I think they were both perfect. They were both power play, left circle goals, exactly where he scores from. 894 was a little more of his classic one-timer, which was just about right, and then 895 was a little more off the rush, more of his wrist shot, so showed off all the ways he can score. Looked a little more like the shot he used to score for 895, where he would go through the defender's legs. He didn't on that one, but it was kind of the same way he used to set that one up, so little callback to his history there.
And what's been the vibe around the group throughout this season? Because, I've watched the Capitals from afar this year just because they're in the Metro with the Blue Jackets, plus you've got the chase going on. Seems like a special group.
It is. I was just telling Brian Hedger, who is my colleague here, they're kind of powered by the power of friendship. They've brought in Brandon Duhaime, who has been sort of the heart and soul of them all year. They talk to him all about the meme of, you've got that dog in you. That's what he is for them, and they just bark at each other all the time, like dogs. That's just this team. They have definitely caught some chemistry right from the beginning. It's been a little bit tough for them lately in the wins and losses department. Obviously, they had the time of their lives with the chase, but it was certainly a bit of a distraction, as you would expect with all of the hoopla and everything that came with it. So they're looking to get their game sort of back on track heading into the playoffs, but they've had kind of a special air about them since the beginning.
All right, tell me about kind of the breakdown after goal number 895. There's a celebration on the ice. Obviously, Gary Bettman's there. Wayne Gretzky's there. In the days since then, what's it all been like? Because I'm sure there's kind of been a fallout from all this, right? Similar to when the Capitals won the Cup.
There has been. It was pretty perfect timing. They had 3 days after that without a game, so that let them have their celebrations. It was a day game on Long Island, so they flew back. There was a party that night. Then the next night there was a pre-planned event for Jacob Chychrun's contract extension, which just kept the party rolling for them. Thursday night, they honored Ovechkin with a pregame ceremony for $8.95. He got a golden stick and a 6-foot-tall sculptural painting that has a real pair of his skates in it and all this stuff. And they're now kind of turning the page heading into the final stretch, but they certainly spent a solid week celebrating as much as they could.
All right, a couple of games left this season. Is there a chance we see 900, or do you think that waits for next year?
I think that waits for next year. He hasn't scored since. He's not playing today, obviously, so he'll play 3 more games before the end of the year. I don't know that he's going to score 5 in 3, but I've also learned not to count him out.
All right, Bailey. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. I just had to figure out. I had to hear what this chase was like, because it's I think in my lifetime, it's probably the coolest record that's been broken in sports. 895, the most goals in NHL history. Nobody thought it would happen, but if anybody was going to do it, I suppose it would be Ovi, right?
Exactly. If anybody was going to do it, it was going to be him. It was certainly a privilege to get to be along for the ride the last couple of years and see all the goals, see 894, see 895, put it in the newspaper forever. So it was pretty cool.
All right, Bailey, thanks again. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bailey Johnson of the Washington Post. After a period today in Columbus, it's the Blue Jackets 3 and the Capitals nothing on the CBJ Radio Network.
Chevrolet, proud sponsor of the Columbus Blue Jackets, offering a family of top-shelf SUVs, each one delivering a hat trick of comfort, convenience, and undeniable value. There's Chevy Trax, where desirable meets affordable with advanced safety and loads of tech. The versatile Trailblazer, get impressive capability to conquer the day. And the all-new 2025 Equinox, completely reimagined with dynamic style and practical dependability. Check them out at your Central Ohio Chevy dealers today.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota. Now through April 30th, get 5.25 APR financing on a new 25 RAV4 or 5.99 on RAV4 Hybrid. Excludes plug-ins. Or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $349 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Dylan Tyre back with you at Nationwide Arena. After a period, it's the Blue Jackets on top of the Capitals 3-0. Great start. Exactly a minute in, Zach Werenski picked up his 21st goal of the season.
Werenski now dumps it into the left wing corner. Chasing is Boone Jenner. Getting there before him is John Carlson for the Capitals. It's moved around to the near side. Stolen away by Sean Monahan. High slot goes left side. Werenski with a shot. And he scores! The Zach attack is on 1 minute into the opening period.
Zach Werenski's 21st goal of the season. That is now a new single-season record for a Blue Jackets defenseman, breaking his own record of 20 goals. So Werenski from Monahan made it 1-0. Then Kent Johnson found the back of the net. Absolutely disgusting goal at 4:45. His 23rd of the year made it 2-0. In the final minute of the first period, Adam Fantilli laid out Ryan Leonard. Then on the other end, he found the back of the net. His 26th goal of the season made it 3-0 Blue Jackets. So an awesome play, putting the exclamation point on an awesome start for the Blue Jackets. They're up 3 after 20 minutes in Columbus. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the nationwide NHL scoreboard on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Eat a peach and celebrate the Allman Brothers legacy with the triumphant Madison Square Garden return of the Brothers live April 15th. They've taken over SiriusXM Southern Rock with stories and songs, other artists they love, and an intimate performance from the New York City studio. The Brothers host SiriusXM Southern Rock, now on Channel 79 for a limited time and always on the SiriusXM app.
Historic hockey moments.
The Messier Guarantee. May 25th, 1994, the New York Rangers face elimination in Game 6 against the New Jersey Devils.
Under 8 minutes to play in the third and a 2-2 tie. Kovalov, save, rebound, score! Messier!
For the empty net, Mark Messier. Do you believe it? Do you believe it? He said we will win Game 6. He has just picked up the hat trick.
Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments, NHL Network Radio.
December 27th, 2000, well into retirement, which included a 1997 Hockey Hall of Fame induction, and also becoming owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mario Lemieux, 44 months after hanging up the skates, called it a comeback.
33 seconds into the game, Mario Lemieux will get an assist in his first shift back. Lemieux scores! It is back!
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
April 14th, 2010, the Philadelphia Flyers join an exclusive club, the hard way.
History made in Boston tonight. The Flyers defeat the Bruins 4-3. They are the third team in NHL history to come from behind after trailing a series 3-0.
The hockey history continues. Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
The first intermission report continues with a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side.
Terrific start for the Blue Jackets today at Nationwide Arena. They lead the Washington Capitals 3-0 thanks to goals from Zach Werenski, Kent Johnson, and Adam Fantilli. There's just one other game in action right now. They're starting off the second period in Philadelphia, where it's 0-0 between the Flyers and the New York Islanders. I'd like to remind you that the Blue Jackets in Elk and Elk are honored to welcome military members to each Blue Jackets home game. Today we welcome U.S. Army Sergeant Major George Paulson. We thank Mr. Paulson and all the men and women who serve our country. Zach Werenski opened the scoring with his 21st of the season. That found the back of the net at 70.2 miles per hour. That shot speed is a puck and player tracking stat brought to you by BBI Logistics. Kent Johnson followed up with his 23rd of the year. Then Adam Fantilli netted his 26th in the final minute of the first period. Blue Jackets would love to add to their lead early on in the second, but first, let's take a look at our live odds brought to you by Fanatic Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 plus. The Blue Jackets are big-time favorites to win outright on the money line at minus 2,500. They're plus 120 to cover a 3.5-goal puck line, and the live over-under sits at 7.5 goals. After a period at Nationwide Arena, it's the Blue Jackets 3 and the Capitals nothing. Bob McElligott has period 2 next on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Everyone stop what you're doing and listen up. Wendy's always crafts their hamburgers with fresh beef. That's just burger basics, people. The result? Hot and juicy hamburgers made fresh for you, not waiting for you. It's just like they say, the perfect hamburger waits for no one. 'Cause freshness doesn't do waiting. When it's made fresh just for you, gotta be Wendy's.
Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. Not available in Hawaii.
Everyone has that one goal. That thing they want to prove. Not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. I would know. I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my 2 best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
The Stanley Cup Playoffs Bracket Challenge is back.
Oh, yeah, baby!
And now it's time to take your shot. Face off against family and friends. And see if you can predict this year's playoffs.
Shoots and scores!
Can you pick the perfect bracket and claim the ultimate prize? A trip to a 2025-26 NHL event. Sign up today for a chance to win exclusive prizes at NHL.com/bracket.
Hey Jackets fans, when you play, kids win with the Blue Jackets 50-50 raffle presented by Kemba Financial Credit Union. One lucky fan will win 50% of the net proceeds from each raffle pot, with the remaining proceeds benefiting Blue Jackets Foundation outreach initiatives throughout the community. Purchase your raffle tickets at the next Jackets home game or online at BlueJackets5050.com. Again, that's BlueJackets5050.com.
The Blue Jackets are set to hit the ice for the second period. Here's Bob McGilligan.
Blue Jackets are leading the Washington Capitals by the score of 3-0. Zach Werenski with his 21st goal of the year. Kent Johnson his 23rd. Adam Fantilli with his 26th. Those goals presented by Fanatic Sportsbook. Shots on goal in the first period. The Blue Jackets with 8, the Capitals with 6. There were no power plays. One began in the first period, and it belongs to the Blue Jackets. They have 1 minute and 40 seconds left on it as we begin the second period. The second period is being presented by Fiesel Roofing, and the Blue Jackets will be skating from right to left on their power play. Sean Monahan, Boone Jenner, Kirill Marchenko, Kent Johnson, and Zach Werenski make up the number 1 power play unit for the Blue Jackets. On the kill, Nick Dowd, and he is out there with Martin Fairbury and John Carlson and Brandon Duhaime for the Washington Capitals. And remember, that first period ended with a bit of chippiness. Tom Wilson picked up a 2-minute unsportsmanlike penalty and a 10-minute misconduct, and that's how the Blue Jackets got on the power play. And that was all after Adam Fantilli leveled Ryan Leonard with a clean hit back inside of the Blue Jacket zone, and then Fantilli, to add insult to injury, came down the ice and scored. Blue Jackets win the faceoff. Zach Werenski's got the puck inside of his own end. He'll just leave it off the backhand for Kent Johnson, who comes up the ice with Marchenko. Johnson brings it across the blue line, gives to Jenner. Jenner will flip it all the way across the ice, and it's going to be brought back out by Sean Monahan. Jenner wanted to give it to Werenski, but the Capitals had read that, and they cut off that passing lane. And that's why Boone just sent it across the ice. Monahan will now carry. Leaves it at his own blue line for Kent Johnson. Johnson weaves his way into the Capitals zone, pulls up, sends the puck behind the net and over toward the far corner. Monahan gets there, feeds Jenner behind the net. Off the backhand, he plays it left wing boards to Kent Johnson. The Blue Jackets are now set up. They get it to Werenski out at the blue line. He goes right side, and a swing and a foul tip, if you will, by Kent Johnson, as he didn't get all of that puck. He did go into the boards awkwardly as he was finishing a shot, sliding backward and falling down, but he gets right back up and goes to the bench. 38 seconds left on this power play chance for the Blue Jackets. Adam Fantilli passing in the direction of Marchenko, who looked up and had the puck come off his stick. Marchenko gets it back, feeds Fantilli, now give to Sillinger. Jams it down toward the left wing corner. Capitals have it. Lars Eller trying to clear, and he will not be able to do it. Provorov keeps it in. Just drops it for Fantilli. Back to Provorov, top of the left wing circle, goes to the bottom of the circle, trying to get it into the slot to Sillinger, and he can't get a shot off. Plays it back to the blue line. Now they go right side. Fantilli partially fanned on his shot. Didn't get all of it. And finally, Lars Eller will take this puck away for the Washington Capitals, but he cannot clear it out. We go back to 5-on-5. Eller with it again. Fantilli steps up to chip it toward the corner. Fantilli takes a big hit. He's going to be a marked man for the rest of this game. I can guarantee you that. Matejchuk sliding down the right wing boards, has the puck. Trying to get away from McMichael. He takes a hit. Got it to Fantilli near the blue line. Long shot. And he scores! Adam Fantilli taking some punishment and then taking it to the back of the net to make it a 4-0 game. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love this. Adam Fantilli, this is on its way to being some kind of a statement game for him today. I really mean that. He is, he's got something today. I mean, he's playing today like you want to see him play every day of his career. He's playing big. He's playing as a man amongst boys. And Hunter Shepard just missed the puck. I mean, it went right by his glove. Probably should have had it, but he didn't. And now Adam Fantilli has 27 on the year. And here come the Capitals right off the faceoff with a heavy forecheck in the Blue Jacket zone. Jordan Harris trying to get it out, and he will. And now he's got to pull it back inside of his own end, curl up, and create some room. Play it back into the Capital zone. Eric and Branson left it for Matthew Olivier. Olivier now getting it to Zach Aston-Reese. He's got pressure on that far wall. Capitals battle for it. Puck comes loose. Winds up on the stick of Danforth. He shoots it, and Shepard makes a save, and this one he'll hold on to. Denton Matejchuk getting the lone assist on that Adam Fantilli goal. Another goal presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. And the face-off will be in the right wing circle. It's going to be Sean Corrali to take the draw. He's got Van Riemsdyk lined up on one side, and on the other side is Cole Sillinger. And now Corrali is waved out, so Sillinger will take the draw. Sillinger puts it to the far wall. Trevor Van Riemsdyk gets it behind the net. It's played up the near side by Alex Alexiev. And now carried to the neutral zone by Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Tries to accelerate around Sean Corrali, who got him with a stick check. Knocked the puck free. It is picked up down low by Mangiapane and then knocked off his stick by James Van Riemsdyk. And now James will backhand it to the left wing corner of the Capitals zone. Alexiev gets it. Wraps it around to the far point. Great job to get there and hold it by Dante Fabro. Played it behind the net. Ryan Leonard winds up with it for the Capitals, and he'll lift it out to the neutral zone. Back to Fantilli. It goes from Fabro. Across the ice, left wing boards. Corrali gives to Sillinger. He tried to get it across into the right wing circle to Van Riemsdyk, but he didn't have enough on it. And so it got intercepted by the Capitals, who are now in a delayed offside situation. They can't touch up. That allows Corrali to come to the red line and blast his puck back into the Washington Capitals end. 4-0 lead for the Blue Jackets. 16:10 to play here in period number 2. Capitals play that puck to the left wing corner of the Blue Jacket zone. Provorov gets there. Off the backhand, he puts it to Marchenko. Trying to whip it back toward the front of the net. Matejchuk does get it. Sends it back to Marchenko. Up the left wing boards Monahan. Got it to Marchenko. He's got room left wing side. Couldn't get a shot away. And now Provorov follows up, and he put it off his stick. And it just bounced to the left of the net, almost finding the open net there, but not quite. Puck brought back up the ice by the Washington Capitals. Duhaime got it out to the blue line. Shot toward the net gets blocked. Monahan's got the puck, flips it over on the right side to Marchenko, walks it across the blue line, accelerates, takes a shot, and Shepard with a save, follow-up chance, and a score! Monahan standing on the doorstep, easily chips it over the pad, and the Blue Jackets lead by a handful. It's 5-0. How many times have we seen that this year? Sean Monahan, right place, right time. And Marchenko lays it in there beautifully. And the Blue Jackets have had their way with Hunter Shepard in this game. For Monahan, that's his 19th of the year. Marchenko picking up the assist, so he now has 72 points on the season. And the Blue Jackets head back into their own zone from the faceoff. Washington trying to dig the puck free, they do, but as they clear it across the ice, it hit a stick, and it bounces out to the neutral zone. Rasmus Sandin lays it to the stick of Andrew Mangiapane. And he dumps it around behind the net. Jet Greaves just move it up the near wall for Cole Sillinger. Sillinger flips it to the neutral zone, finds Voronkov. He takes a hit from Sandin and then puts the puck to the right wing corner of the Capitals end. Washington behind their own net, and it's picked up by Voronkov. Feeds Sillinger, and he scores! Dmitry Voronkov went in there with a huge hit on Lars Eller. That jarred it loose. He backhands it to Sillinger, who doesn't miss, and it's a 6-0 game. And Dmitry Voronkov is playing to his size today, I'll tell you that. He hits Eller, gets the puck, and moves it to Sillinger. All he had to do was finish. So that's 3 goals already in the period. 3 goals in the span of 5 minutes and 14 seconds. And now it's the Capitals rushing into the Blue Jacket zone. They take a shot on Jed Greaves, and he makes a save. It's kept in by Anthony Beauvillier. Puts it into the far corner. Dante Fabro gets it off the boards. Tried to play it back out toward the blue line. Beauvillier picks it off. Sends it toward the net. It hit a stick and now is knocked down by Fabro. Gives it to Fantilli. Got it to the red line. Capitals play it back in. Dante Fabro's right there. Uses the boards to clear it out to Kent Johnson. Hand it off to Adam Fantilli. Up the ice he comes. Dish to Werenski. Back to Fantilli, and he couldn't get a stick on it. Trying to set him up for the Hattie early in this game. Well, why not? You're only going to get X amount of chances. You might as well go ahead. You're up 6-0. Do what you want at this point. Adam Fantilli plays that puck into the Washington Capitals zone. Washington gets it out, but pass was a little bit behind Ethan Frank, and it went off his stick. Blue Jackets take it back. Bring it up the ice into the Capitals zone. Martin Fairbury taken hard to the boards by Zach Aston Reese. John Carlson's got the puck, though. Clears it to the neutral zone. Glove down by Matejchuk, and he throws it inadvertently into his own bench off the backhand. 13:20 to go in the second period. Adam Fantilli, Sean Monahan, Cole Sillinger have all scored. The Blue Jackets lead the Capitals 6-0 on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Hey everyone, Adney and Burke here to talk about our great podcast, NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers.
Jason Demers here. After playing 700 NHL games, it turns out I have an opinion or two. Whoever's saying trade one of them, you don't know anything about hockey. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm rooting for this team. With new guests every week, we will talk about hockey and more.
Can't wait till you watch this movie because it's the biggest award of her career.
He went into the cheetah exhibit. The cheetah took a piece out of him, and he came into the ring the next day.
Tune in to NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
As the official security partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets, the local team here at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses throughout Central Ohio. We live here. Our families eat, shop, and go to school and church in our communities. So we have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/CBJ for a free security assessment that will address your unique needs. That's vectorsecurity.com/CBJ.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
You can get ahead of the game and purchase your ticket plan for the 2025-26 season. Choose the games you want, the seats that you want, take advantage of flexible payment plans, enjoy discounted food and beverage, and much, much more. The perfect plan for you is there. Find it by going to BlueJackets.com. 6-0. The Blue Jackets lead the Washington Capitals. We haven't even played half a game. 13:20 left in the second period. Boone Jenner will face off against Pierre-Luc Dubois. Linesman resetting everybody. Now the puck is dropped. The Capitals have it. John Carlson gets it ahead. And carried in. Ryan Leonard looked for Dubois. Missed him with the pass. Puck down along the end boards. Matejchuk trying to steal it away. He does. Looking for room. Creates a little bit of it. Creates a little bit more. Feeds Jenner across the ice off the backhand to Provorov. Through the neutral zone into the Washington end. And he tried to put it to the front of the net, but Monahan was slowed down. And the Capitals clear it back out. Matejchuk's got it again. You know, a couple of weeks ago, Dent Matejchuk, you could see that he hit a bit of a wall. And it's not a surprise. I mean, he's a young kid. He's a rookie defenseman in the National Hockey League, 20 years old. And you could see him hit the wall, and it was the first time we saw him with anything that made him look human, quite frankly, because he's been so good. But, man, he's gotten through that part of the schedule. He's back to playing like an experienced NHL defenseman again. Capitals knock down a puck just outside of the Blue Jackets line. They carry it back in and take a shot that goes off a stick and out of play. I was joking during the break. I said, you think I should pull Greaves and rest him for tomorrow? I mean, how does he not play again tomorrow? And if he does, he's already playing his third game in 4 days. And it's a lot to ask of a goalie, but I don't think they're too worried about it. Honestly, it's an option. When you're up 6-0, everything's on the table. To me, I don't know. What do I know? I'm just up here where I can do everything perfectly with no consequences. Here's a shot kicked away by Jet. Capitals get the rebound on the far wall. Send it down behind the net. Nick Dowd has got it on the stick. Dowd on the near wall, trying to slow up. Werenski got the body on him, but couldn't knock the puck away from him. Pretty strong play there by Nick Dowd. Nick Dowd's one of those guys, and every time the Blue Jackets and Capitals play, he seems to be a guy that makes something happen. He just does. He's one of those guys that, to me, when there are certain players that become available, and I'll be like, well, why didn't they go get that guy? And the reason is not what his entire body of work in his career is. It's what it's been against the Blue Jackets. It's a big shot from Matt Roy, is gloved by Jet Greaves, and now I said about Nick Dowd doing something. He just grabbed one of the Blue Jackets right at the top of the crease. It's not Matthew Olivier, that I can tell you. It's Dante Fabro. I'd make the same choice. I'd let Olivier go and pick Dante Fabro. No offense, Dante. 11:27 left here in the second period. You're listening to Blue Jackets Hockey. It's being brought to you by Grippo's. Grippo's, the fun food company. Face off in the right wing circle. Look, Washington's not going to go away. It doesn't matter what the score is. Okay? And again, they're building for tomorrow's game as well. They want to be playing their best going into the playoffs. They've been doing that. Now that the Ovechkin chase is over, they can rest some guys as they are doing here today and all that stuff, but they don't want to get completely out of sorts. So even though they're down 6-0 here, it's not like they're going to quit playing their game. They're going to keep playing it. They get on the board. I would think, from their perspective, where this game is right now, if you lose, even if they lose 6-0, if they do things that are going to keep them successful in the playoffs, they'll be fine with that. If they lose 6-3, they'll be fine with that. For the Blue Jackets, it's about doing everything you can. You just pour it on all day because you got to play these guys again tomorrow, and you need to win every game the rest of the year. So just pour it on. Here's a shot from Trevor Van Riemsdyk off the stick into the far corner. Back out toward the blue line. Ryan Leonard couldn't catch it. And so it's Hunter Shepard that's going to just send it. He's just going to carry it over and hand it off to Trevor Van Riemsdyk. And now the Capitals are behind their own net. Move it up the ice on the left wing side. Tip this puck into the Blue Jackets zone. Jet Greaves will leave it behind the net. Ivan Provorov hands it to Kent Johnson. Up the left side, Adam Fantilli, already with a pair of goals today. Flips one in, and Hunter Shepard catches it on the short hop. And he holds on for a face-off. And that face-off will come in the left wing circle. Adam Fantilli will take the draw. Lars Eller opposing him for the Washington Capitals. Shots on goal 14-9 in favor of the Blue Jackets. Face-off won by Washington. Up the ice, and on the right side, Capitals Taylor Radish gets it down into the corner. Provorov pins his man to the boards. Matejchuk digging. Provorov still digging. Radish is in there looking for it. Fantilli laying the body on him. That puck eventually comes free, goes behind the net and over to Kent Johnson. And Johnson will just lift it off the backhand through the neutral zone. Capitals have it, and they put it up the right wing boards. Fantilli knocks it loose, finds JVR. Back to Adam Fantilli, who holds. When he went to take the shot, he got stick checked. Couldn't do it. Now shot toward the net, and this one off the body, and it winds up going out of play as well. 9:13 left in the second period. It's the Blue Jackets 6 and the Capitals nothing on the Columbus Blue Jackets radio network.
This one is a shocker.
When the sports world is talking, nobody gives you more perspectives than the experts of SiriusXM.
The Denver Nuggets have fired head coach Michael Malone.
Hear instant reaction on Mad Dog Sports Radio.
What the F is happening right now?
Of all the names that could have been said.
And expert analysis on NBA Radio.
We have seen two of the league's best coaches get fired in the last 2 weeks. Make it make sense.
Live sports talk when you need it is on SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app. Historic hockey moments.
March 23rd, 1994, Wayne Gretzky passes his hero Gordie Howe for most goals scored.
Gretzky scores! He did it! The greatest goal scorer in National Hockey League history is Wayne Gretzky.
Los Angeles goal, a power play goal, and the 802nd National Hockey League goal scored by number 99, Wayne Gretzky.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
November 26, 2005, the New York Rangers win 3-2 over the Washington Capitals in the longest NHL shootout at the time, and it was an unlikely hero that emerged for the Blue Shirts in the 15th round with a highlight for the ages.
Malik has not scored this year. In on Kolzig. Fake the darts! Malik went between his legs!
Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Blue Jackets leading by the score of 6-0 over the Washington Capitals. The Blue Jackets have another home game on the schedule. One more for the regular season, and that will be on Thursday when they take on the New York Islanders in a game presented by Advanced Drainage Systems. The first 5,000 fans in attendance will receive an official Blue Jackets team poster. Get your tickets by going to BlueJackets.com. You can do that right now if you want. 6-0 lead. The Blue Jackets are so hoping that that's not the last home game of the season. They are still alive in the playoff race. They need Montreal to lose. Montreal lost last night to Ottawa. They'll be playing against Toronto. Here's a steal by the Washington Capitals at the blue line and a good back check by Kirill Marchenko. And now Zach Werenski is back into position. Capitals still have it in the Blue Jacket zone. That will change. It's cleared out by Marchenko. That was Brandon Duhaime that came up the ice for Washington trying to make something happen. Marchenko now into the right wing circle with a shot off the glove of Hunter Shepard and over the crossbar. Back to the blue line. Fabro in between the circles. Jenner with a shot, and Shepard catches it. And he holds on for a faceoff. As the Blue Jackets continue to put pressure on Hunter Shepard. Logan Thompson is out for the Washington Capitals. He stayed in Washington to skate today. Charlie Lindgren is the backup here. Hunter Shepard. Last time he won a game in the National Hockey League was in November of 2023 against the Islanders. He's been in Hershey. 22-11-3 with a 2.81 goals against average in Hershey. But you know what they say, you're not in Chocolatown anymore. Blue Jackets chasing for a bouncing puck in the neutral zone. They get it. Ryan Leonard, he's going at it with Sean Corrali. That's a mistake. Here they go. They're going to fight. Oh, no, they never got the chance. Third man in is Trevor Van Riem's like, Corrali comes out. He still has a hold of Leonard. And Corrali's taking on two guys at a time now. He's dishing the right hand on Leonard. He got him right in the kisser and took him to the ice. I can't wait to see how they're going to sort this whole thing out. Well, Ryan Leonard got knocked to the ice by Adam Fantilli in the first period. That's what started all the hostility. But he picked the wrong guy in Corrali.
Washington penalty number 9. Columbus number 7. 2 minutes each for cross-checking. 5 minutes each for fighting.
You're kidding me. Now, look, I'm sorry, but why does Van Riem's not get anything for coming in there? And I know he's trying to protect his guy, but come on. Really? Whatever happened to the old third man in? You're the third man in, then you're out. Anyway, And Van Riemsdyk gets in there, he jumps on Corrali. Corrali shrugs him off, stays with Leonard. They're trying to fight again. Who else comes in there? And Strome's trying to grab a hold of Corrali, and he fights him off. And then he finally gets a couple of right hands. And Ryan Leonard. This is not Boston College. It's a school of hard knocks today for him. Sean Corrali. I talked to him the other day. I was teasing him because when he fought in Toronto, we went to Ottawa, and I teased him. I said, "Are you going to fight 2 days in a row?" And he says, "Not going to happen." And then he fought the next Ottawa game. So I said to him after, I said, "So I guess it's 2 out of every 3 games." And he goes, "Bob, it's not the end. I'll tell you, it's not the end." So, and he said it with a smile and all that. So, he wasn't lying. I'll put it to you that way. So we play 5-on-5. Faceoffs in the Blue Jacket zone. Eric and Branson gives it to Matthew Olivier. Olivier couldn't get it out. By the way, Tom Wilson's out there, and he just hit Jordan Harris. Olivier tries to clear the zone. It got knocked down. He didn't get it out of there. And it's going to be carried to the end boards. Olivier now plays it for Sillinger. Try to get it back to Olivier, and it's going to be picked up by Jordan Harris. He'll skate through some traffic and up the ice. He's into the Washington zone. Tried to flip it to Voronkov. It was up in the air, and it went off his stick. And now Washington comes back quickly on the counterattack. 2 men strong. Connor McMichael trying to lay it out to Tom Wilson. Wilson bats it behind the net. Remember, Wilson got a 2 and a 10 late in the first period, so he hasn't really been much of a factor in this game. Zach Werenski up the left side. Jordan Harris trying to tip it ahead, and it was stolen away. Here comes Lars Eller. Eller in with a shot, and Jet Greaves easily sticks to the side. And now there's a collision, and Greaves got run into by his own man, Jordan Harris. And the net is knocked off with 7:08 left to play. Now, what are they saying? That the Blue Jackets can't change? Bringing Werenski back out on the ice. The officials brought him back on the ice. It's not like he said, "Hey, I'd like to come back out there." He wanted to stay on the bench. Fantilli on the faceoff in the right wing circle in the Blue Jacket zone. Washington wins it. John Carlson flips it toward the net, hit traffic, and another chance, and again there's Jet Greaves making the save. Kent Johnson will now skate it up the right side, crosses the red line, and plays it off the backhand down along the end boards. Carlson goes out of his way to hit Fantilli. They're going to hit Fantilli all day. All day. And a guy like John Carlson, who's been so upset about what's happened here, look, there goes Lars Eller to hit him. And the puck comes free. I'm telling you, every time he's got the puck, somebody's going to hit him. That's just the way it goes. And the puck's through the neutral zone. Kent Johnson gets there. Oh, that's a great job by Kent Johnson to steal it from Matt Roy. Roy trying to get it back over in the far corner. Van Riemsdyk comes in, shoves his man, Rasmus Sandin. Still shoves him. They might fight, actually. Behind the play, they're swinging sticks at one another. And they're both going to go off. And now they are going to fight. They throw down. It's JVR and Rasmus Sandin. And Sandin with a swing came all the way through and fell down. JVR wound up on top of him. And they're going to the box. Should have played this one at the Fairgrounds Coliseum today. That's what it feels like. Couple more fighting majors. That was destined to happen, the way those guys were back there swinging sticks.
Washington, number 38. 2 minutes cross-checking. 5 minutes fighting. Columbus, number 21. 2 minutes slashing. 5 minutes fighting.
So they will both go to the dressing room. They got 7 minutes worth of penalties with 6 left. Van Riemsdyk was swinging that stick like Tim Dr. Hook McCracken from Slapshot fame back there. Olivier and Tom Wilson have been involved in none of this yet. And I do say yet. Guys keep disappearing. I remember one time when I was in Syracuse, we played in Cleveland against the Barons at the time. And there was literally a game where, or was it the Barons? Maybe it was the Monsters. Anyway, what it was, there was literally a point where I think there were 5 players on each bench. And everybody else was either in the penalty box or in the dressing room for the rest of the period. That was some kind of day. I have to verify that with my old friend John Michael, who now does TV for the Cavaliers, because he was on the other side of that. Capitals take a shot toward the Blue Jackets net. It misses. They're going to take another, and Alexiev breaks his stick on a one-timer. Werenski gets the puck over to Goodbranson, plays it out to the left point. Now it's Matt Roy sending it wide of the net. Tom Wilson looking for a tip. So Wilson and Olivier are on the ice at the same time. Puck went off his stick and up in the air. Ethan Frank is pinned to the boards by Matthew Olivier. Pierre-Luc Dubois comes over. Eric Branson is on him. And as the puck comes loose, it's picked up by Werenski. And he goes behind the net and will use the glass to get it out to the neutral zone. But it hit Voronkov. Comes back to Werenski, and he finds Marchenko off the bench, but the puck didn't find him. The puck was standing on end. Marchenko now has it and takes a shot from the right wing circle of the Capital zone. It's turned away by Hunter Shepard. 5:13 to go here in the second period. Puck's in the neutral zone. Dante Fabro will get it to Sean Monahan, and he will put it on the stick of Boone Jenner. Jenner up the right wing side, into the circle with a shot, and Shepard got the blocker on that one. Provorov now gets it down to Marchenko, bottom of the left wing circle. Tried to backhand it in front. He missed on that. So we'll give it to Fabro on the right wing boards. Across to Provorov. Thought about skating through Mangiapane. Now he just plays the puck down to the corner. Capitals put it over to the right point. Fabro's got it there. Give to Marchenko. Across to Provorov. Back to Boone Jenner with a shot that misses. And Fabro comes down the near wall. Jenner gets it. Plays it back around to the far side of the ice. Provorov gets there. Keeps it in, tried to put it to the corner. It's intercepted by Washington. And up the ice they will come with the puck on the stick. And it is carried in by Dylan Strome. And his pass across the ice is tipped outside the blue line by Boone Jenner. And Washington has to reset. They had a man trapped in the zone. So they put it in behind the Blue Jackets net. And that's where Jet Reeves will leave it for Ivan Provorov. Provorov fires up the near wall. And that one is by Zach Aston Reese. And it will be an icing call with 4:01 to play. Here in period number 2, the Blue Jackets holding a 6-0 lead. Adam Fantilli has 2 of the goals for the Blue Jackets. Zach Werenski, Kent Johnson, Sean Monahan, and Cole Sillinger have the others. Johnson has 2 points with a goal and an assist. Monahan also with a goal and an assist in this game. Van Riemsdyk has a pair of assists. It's been quite the day. Glad we started early. Justin Danforth. He won the faceoff in his own zone, but the puck hit off the skate of Dante Fabro and went to the Capitals. They shoot it wide of the net, and now the Blue Jackets will clear it to the neutral zone. Danforth had his stick lifted and couldn't receive the pass that Aston Reese was trying to give him. Provorov goes back behind his own net, pins Nick Dowd to the boards, and we get a whistle. That was a pretty quick whistle, but I think there's a reason for it. The puck was tied up, but the referee came over and blew it pretty quickly. Anyway, 3:40 to go here in period number 2. Blue Jackets 6, Capitals nothing on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Head down to the Arena District, your hockey headquarters. Catch some action on the ice at Nationwide Arena, or watch the game at one of the Arena District's 20 bars and restaurants. The Arena District is rocking nightly with live entertainment, awesome specials, and convenient parking. Live it up by coming early or staying late. The Arena District is the place to play, meet, eat, and celebrate. Get your game plan on at arenadistrict.com with a complete list of bars, restaurants, concerts, and game schedules. Go Jackets!
A pepperoni pizza for the table.
Thank you.
And may I suggest trying it with our Pepsi Zero Sugar? It has just the right amount of sweetness to complement all that cheesy, saucy goodness, while the carbonation and notes of citrus enhance the flavor profile. Simply divine.
Pepsi Zero Sugar? You've really outdone yourself this time. Pizza deserves Pepsi.
Being a victim of medical malpractice can affect every part of your world. Elk & Elk knows this, and it's why we're there for every client, every day. Call Elk & Elk at 1-800-ELK-OHIO.
The Blue Jackets, Greif, and Ohio Health have teamed up with Central Ohio Schools to bring the Power Play Challenge to 2nd through 5th grade classrooms. This free hockey-themed wellness program has helped reach over 57,000 kids in the fight against childhood obesity. To learn more, visit bluejackets.com/powerplaychallenge.
3 minutes, 40 seconds left in the second period at Nationwide Arena. It's been a good one. The Blue Jackets are beating up on the Capitals 6-0. One other game on the Nationwide NHL scoreboard at the Wells Fargo Center. The Islanders lead the Flyers 2-1 through 40 minutes. Back to Bob McElligott.
Blue Jackets looking at a face-off in their own end. Cole Sillinger against Pierre-Luc Dubois. Sillinger pulls it back to the near corner. It's going to be picked up by Jordan Harris, and we've got an interference call right off the face-off. And the Capitals will get a power play from this. To Branson.
Columbus penalty number 44. 2 minutes for interference.
Branson was talking to the referee on his way to the box. Disagreeing. So Washington with a man advantage. Opportunity for them to get on the board for the first time today. Blue Jackets on the Vector Security penalty kill. They are 25th in the league on the kill. Washington is 12th on the power play. They don't have their biggest power play weapon out there today, which is Alexander Ovechkin. Blue Jackets trying to dig the puck off the near wall, and they will. And Boone Jenner will send it all the way down the ice. Hunter Shepard, the goaltender for the Capitals today, leaving that puck behind the net. John Carlson will take it, drops it back. And it's carried by Taylor Radish. Put it on the left side. Dubois will get it into the Blue Jacket zone. Dylan Strome into the right wing circle. Kicks it back to the top of the slot. Move it back to Strome on the half wall, right wing side. He looks it over, starts to skate it to the center point. Leave it now for John Carlson. Carlson gets it down low to Tom Wilson. Back to Carlson, and he wants to trade spots with Strome. Carlson takes a look, fires it toward the net, and there's Greaves with the glove, making the catch and holding on. Face off in the right wing circle. 1 minute and 9 seconds left on this penalty kill for the Blue Jackets. Up by 6 in this game. Dylan Strome will face off against Justin Danforth. Danforth pulls it back to Ivan Provorov. Nice tap off the backhand to get it to the far side of the ice to Zach Aston Reese. He couldn't clear it off the backhand, though. Matejchuk gets it to Provorov. Trying to jam it back to Matejchuk. It hit off Tom Wilson and went up in the air. Capitals get it to the blue line. Carlson handed off to Strome. Down to Dubois. And he tried to go across the seam and put it onto the stick of Radish. Blue Jackets break that up. Wilson's got the puck in the corner now. He coughs it up, and that's jammed right around the boards and out by Denton Matejchuk. That'll leave 33 seconds on the man advantage for the Washington Capitals, who trail 6-0 to the Blue Jackets here today. Ethan Frank in the neutral zone, drops it off. Connor McMichael looks to Andrew Mangiapane. Back to Matt Roy at the right point. Across the ice he goes. They come back to him in the middle. Takes a shot, tipped in front, and then cleared away by the Blue Jackets. And Cole Sillinger made sure that he got that puck settled down. That was a key. He had a man in front of him. You settle it down, then you see if you have a chance of skating. If you don't, just get rid of it. Now stretch pass to Beauvillier. Comes up the ice. He tried to go to the backhand as he was cutting across the top of the crease. Date Fabro got his stick in from behind and kept him from getting a shot on net. Now Branson out of the penalty box, into the play, hands off to Werenski. He brings it into the Washington zone. Tried to flip it ahead, and it got knocked down by Matt Roy, who will now lay it up the right wing side for Martin Fairbury. Drop it off for Anthony Beauvillier. Plays it off the boards and down toward the corner of the Blue Jacket zone with 1 minute and 6 seconds left here in period number 2. Justin Danforth challenged by Lars Eller and Nick Dow. Provorov comes over to help out, and he gets the puck and feeds Zach Werenski. Zach tries to clear it out, and it got knocked down, but we have a hand pass called. And that will bring the faceoff back out to the neutral zone with 52.8 seconds left here in the second period. Faceoff will be in the neutral zone in front of the Capitals bench. Nope, we'll move it on the other side here in front of the penalty box. It's going to be Nick Dowd against Sean Corrali. And Corrali got waved out. So Danforth will take it. Got it to Zach Aston-Reese, back to Jordan Harris, and over to Eric Branson. He finds his way to the red line and puts it deep into the Washington zone. Zach Aston-Reese in the right wing corner. To the blue line. Branson lets it go, and that got knocked down in traffic. Crowley with a follow-up chance doesn't go. And now Zach Aston-Reese had a chance, but couldn't really get his on target either. Too many bodies in between him and the net. Trevor Van Riemsdyk for the Capitals lays it up the right wing side for Lars Eller. 23 seconds left in the period. Eller cuts across the ice, takes a shot. It gets pinned to the ice by Jet Greaves. And holds on with 19.1 seconds left. Face off in the right wing circle to Greaves' glove side. Wilson is back out there with Dubois. Ryan Leonard is back. He's got the puck. He takes a shot. It gets blocked. He'll pick it back up near the blue line. Bobbled it. Gets under control again. Takes a shot. That's blocked. Kept in at the blue line. Provorov now got it to Sillinger, and Sillinger will bang it out to the red line off the boards, and that will kill the rest of the period. Well, the Blue Jackets had a 3-0 lead going into the second period. They added 3 more to it. Adam Fantilli had the last goal of the first. He got the first goal of the second. And the Blue Jackets enjoying a 6-0 advantage over the Washington Capitals. And before both teams can leave the ice, there's more discussion. And it was Tom Wilson who was talking to somebody, and Matthew Olivier came over and cut him off. So now they're separated, and the teams are going to the dressing rooms. Steve McCarthy, Blue Jackets assistant coach, is with me outside the dressing room. And when's the last time you saw one like this, Mac?
Yeah, no, it's we're doing a lot of good things. We just want to keep our habits, but it's nice to see the guys get rewarded. That's for sure.
Well, it sure is. I wanted to tell you you're doing a great job today, personally. Hey,
it's pretty easy when you're not playing.
Yeah, I know. I tell you what, just this game, this is old-time hockey today, and you don't see them like this much anymore, and your group has really embraced this. I saw it earlier in the week with Ottawa a little bit, but today it was early in the first period. I love it.
Yeah, no, like you said, you don't see it too often. But again, it says just a lot about our group. It's team first mentality. We stick together out there, regardless of the way anybody wants to play. And like I said, you don't see this too often. But it's a good, hard fought, clean hockey game. And definitely fun to watch for sure.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't have to ask you about how you're going to play defensively. I don't have to ask you how you're going to score anymore. It's a pretty easy day, Mac. And I've got Dick Vermeil, who's a former Super Bowl winner here in the booth, and he's going to talk. So I'm going to let you go and pass you up for the guy in the Hall of Fame jacket.
Yeah, that's a good idea. A really good idea. That's the best call all year, probably.
All right, hey, finally got there.
All right.
Finally. All right, Mac, thanks. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Steve McCarthy, Blue Jackets assistant coach with me. The Blue Jackets are up on the Capitals 6-0 after 2 on the Columbus Blue Jackets radio network.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts.
Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, Fifth Line. Brandon Dubinsky here for Limitless Limo, proud partner of your Columbus Blue Jackets. Let Limitless Limo take care of the ride so you and your crew can enjoy another win your way. Our professional drivers will get you to Nationwide Arena and back home safely. We make game day unforgettable with room for up to 40 friends and luxury amenities. Plus, every ride to a Blue Jackets game supports charity. Visit limitless-limo.com and arrive in Limitless Limo luxury no matter what the destination is.
Hey Jackets fans, when you play, kids win with the Blue Jackets 50-50 raffle presented by Kemba Financial Credit Union. One lucky fan will win 50% of the net proceeds from each raffle pot, with the remaining proceeds benefiting Blue Jackets Foundation outreach initiatives throughout the community. Purchase your raffle tickets at the next Jackets home game or online at bluejackets5050.com. Again, that's bluejackets5050.com.
This is the second intermission report. Here's Dylan Tyre to recap the second period scoring.
6-0 game here at Nationwide Arena through 2 periods. The Blue Jackets are beating up on the Washington Capitals, and it's been a physical game. And with that in mind, right now I'm really excited to be joined by Hall of Fame head coach Dick Vermeil. Kind of resembles a football game out there, just the way it's been so physical.
It's a lot faster. You know, football play 3 to 4 seconds and it's over and you walk back to the huddle. Here, they don't stop. It's amazing.
Yeah, you were telling me that you haven't been able to make it to many hockey games, but you're really enjoying being here and just watching the speed, the athleticism of these guys.
Well, you feel the intensity and you see the speed, and it's beyond what you see on television. Yeah. You know, and what I've said many times, how do they see that puck moving like that? I mean, especially the goalie, but it has to be constant focus. Detail focus, and as you move, it's amazing.
Well, Dick, we're in Columbus, Ohio. It's Buckeye country. People are crazy about football here, and I know you've crossed paths with Woody Hayes before, so what can you tell us about your time with Woody Hayes?
You know, I got to know him well. I got to coach against him twice, and I got to know him whenever I came to town to do a broadcast with Brent, I would try to see Woody. I even saw him when he was in the hospital. And then I invited him to come to our Super Bowl, and he came as my guest because I had such respect. In fact, my dad, he was more excited about meeting Woody Hayes than going to the Super Bowl. You know, Woody Hayes, you know, and I had great respect and admiration for him. And he did one of the most unbelievable things for me. Young coach, we win the football game, and before the game's over, you remember, he walked across the field, and I had no idea why he was coming. And it was timeout. We had the ball down on the left of the field, and he walks over. I put my hand out. He doesn't take my hand. He gives me a hug, and he says, "Great game of coaching, young man." Turns around, walks away. Holy mac! You talk about fill you up, you know, because you're not aware of what you are at that age. I'm just 36 years old and that stuff. And when a great football coach gives you that kind of compliment, you carry it the rest of your life.
That's absolutely unbelievable. I know you're here with Anthony Munoz. You're here with the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and you actually had the opportunity to recruit Anthony Munoz, right? Something kind of crazy happened on that recruiting trip, didn't it?
Yeah, we're sitting in the house and talking to his mom and Anthony and his sister, and her sister had to leave, and I had parked my car across the driveway. She backed the car out and backed right into the side of a brand new car that some dealer gave me to drive as the head coach at UCLA. And I'm trying to act like, well, don't bother me. That's nothing. No, don't worry about it. Bang! I hit it. But yeah, every time I see Anthony, I think about it. And when you see Anthony Munoz, you're seeing one of the finest human beings, finest football player combinations ever in this Hall of Fame. Believe me, he's very, very special.
Yeah, I had the privilege of talking to him last year, and he was absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, he is. Well, he and Orlando Pace. Let's see, Willie Rofe. Those kind of guys are in a league by themselves in the Hall of Fame. Amongst the Hall of Famers are the best. Yeah.
All right, I've got to ask you, what do you think of this whole thing here? The Blue Jackets are up 6-0 going into this third period.
You know, I'm amazed at the speed of the game.
Yeah.
I really am. You know, not growing up in California, living back there most of your life, you're not really involved in hockey. Was coming when I left. But you sit and watch those guys, and I started really focusing on watching. Nobody stands still. And every one of them is a gifted athlete. And, you know, in football, you can hide a lesser athlete at different positions. In this game, there is no lesser athlete. They're all good. It's amazing. Yeah.
Coach, I thought you were going to say 6-0. What I think is they missed the extra point.
You know, I actually thought of that, but I'm sure someone else has said that before. Yeah, I actually did think about that when I was sitting behind you and it got to 6-0.
Hey, you've had a great coaching career, but tell me about your broadcasting career, because I remember growing up and listening to you and Brent Musburger calling games on Sunday afternoons, and I'm from Pittsburgh, by the way.
That's
so
all right.
there's a lot of guys that wear that gold jacket.
Yeah, you bet, a lot of them.
And a lot of guys
they all
I grew up
deserve it
watching.
too.
What was a broadcasting career like for you?
You know, for a football guy that didn't know how to maintain a mental approach to the game so he could coach forever, and I left, I go into broadcasting. It gave me an unbelievable opportunity to go to school every weekend, because you're with another head coach, coaching football. In fact, 2 head coaches. You're with the teams, you watch practice, you study the game films. You do that for 14 years. And I mean, I sat in meetings with Don Shula and Bud Grants and these Don Coryell, all these great coaches and the great college coaches. My gosh, I learned a lot. I would leave sometimes and say, you know, they're doing these things a lot better than I was doing them. I learned something, or there's something they're doing. They ought to do it the way I was doing it because it's better. But overall, it was like going to school every weekend. And Brent Musburger, especially at the end, the last 9 years I was in it, we had a lot of fun. Very talented guy. He's going in now to the Hall of Fame at the Roselle Award, so very deserving, and a really fun guy to work with. We had a lot of fun coming to Columbus. In fact, I ended up drafting Orlando Pace #1 in the draft and moving up to get him because I watched him play. I watched him practice. I didn't have to scout him. I saw him play for every big game, Michigan every year and all these good schools, and I said, this guy, he's the best there is, period. He's a Hall of Famer. That's what I said to myself. And all of a sudden, I find myself back in coaching, and I tell John Shaw, I said, John, we're going to draft Orlando Pace. He said, we're in the 6th round. We have the 6th pick. How are we going to get him? Parcells is a friend. We negotiated a deal, and I got his first pick, and he took my 6th, and we got Orlando Pace, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
See, that every player should know how much smarter you become as a broadcaster.
I know. I tell you learn a lot. You really do. You really do. And I helped Bren learn more about football.
And you can never make a mistake up here.
No, I was not a broadcaster. Brent Musburger's a broadcaster. Yeah. He could broadcast a dogfight in 5 minutes.
That is true. That is true. But I'll tell you what, don't sell yourself short,
not
because
me.
I learned a lot about football listening to you, too.
Oh, thank you. I can talk football, but never looked at myself as a true broadcaster.
No, and that's good, because you're much better as a coach.
All right, thank you. I'll take that compliment. Thank you. Yeah.
Hall of Famer Dick Vermeil, thank you very much.
Nice to be with you, Dylan.
Nice to be with you,
Keep doing what you're doing. It's fun.
All righty, 6-0. The Blue Jackets lead the Caps after 2 on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota. Now through April 30th, get 4.99 APR financing on a rugged new 25 Tacoma. Excludes TRD Pro and Trail Hunter. Or lease a well-equipped TRD Sport for $369 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Harbor Freight knows time is money, so for our Spring Black Friday sale, we're getting straight to the deals. Right now, you get 35% off jack stands, 56-inch roll cabs under $800, and 2,300 PSI electric pressure washers under $190. See? Straight to the point. so you can get straight to the savings. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until April 13th, 2025 while supplies last. Limitations apply.
At Worthington Steel, we are proud to make products the world uses every day. Stronger, better performing, and more durable. The steel we process goes into everything from cars, electric and hybrid vehicles, to buildings and more. We transform steel, we lightweight it, we electrify it. Together, we are driving the metals industry into a sustainable future. We're proud of what we do, and we've been proud to call Columbus home for 70 years. Go Jackets!
6-0 game here at Nationwide Arena. The Blue Jackets lead the Capitals. Adam Fantilli with a pair of goals in this one. His second found the back of the net at 71.7 miles per hour. That's a puck and player tracking stat brought to you by BBI Logistics. We'll take a look at some other scores around the league when we come back on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Historic hockey moments.
Game 8 of Super Series 76 coming to you from the Spectrum.
January 11th, 1976, the Philadelphia Flyers play host to the team known as the Red Army team of the Soviet Union.
They are leaving the ice. They're going to go. They're going home. Come out, and in about 40 seconds worth of hockey time, the Flyers have scored.
And the Broad Street Bullies would never look back after that one, winning 4-1 to become the only NHL team in the 4-game series to beat the Red Army.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
New Year's Day, January 1st, 2008, at the home of the NFL's Buffalo Bills, Ralph Wilson Stadium.
The Pittsburgh Penguins and Buffalo Sabres are set to play despite the snow that's been falling all morning, and more than 73,000 are here to witness it. In the game they're calling the Winter Classic. Penguins win! Snow flying in their faces as they celebrate.
Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, your NHL 100.
Is the greatest player to ever play sitting at the podium right now?
We talk about this all the time. That's what makes sports great, and that's what makes hockey wonderful. I think we're all in pretty much agreement that Gordy was pretty special.
The hockey history continues. Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. NHL Morning Skate.
December 15th, Vancouver Canucks were in the playoffs. And this is when they had that big controversy going on. So they had to do something about it. And they did do something about it. Well, now they're not in the playoffs. You know what? They're not even really close anymore. This is the most absurd season falling apart. The most disappointing team this season of the 32 are the Vancouver Canucks.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stiller. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
General manager of the Winnipeg Jets, Kevin Cheveldayoff. What would finishing first overall mean to the organization, Kevin?
Well, I think anytime that you can finish in an area where you're getting recognized, it's special. But again, the important thing for us is process. Is when we buy into playing the way we need to play, then we feel comfortable that we'll win more games than not, and then you let the chips fall where they may.
The Power Play weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
The second intermission report continues with a look at other scores around the National Hockey League. The out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side.
6-0. The Blue Jackets lead the Washington Capitals here at Nationwide Arena, and in Philly, it's a 2-2 tie between the Flyers and the Islanders early on in the third period. That's it around the NHL right now. So, with the Blue Jackets up big, let's take a look at our live odds brought to you by Fanatic Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, must be 21 plus. The Blue Jackets are minus 230 to cover a 5.5 goal puck line, and the over-under sits at 7.5 goals. 6-0. The Blue Jackets lead their Metropolitan Division rival, the Capitals, tonight in Columbus. They're looking to add to their lead when we come back for the third period on the Blue Jackets Radio Network.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Blue Jackets fans, when it comes to power and reliability, Chevy trucks are always at full strength. Led by Silverado, built for the grind, with durable engines and advanced capability to help you keep the toughest jobs in check. There's Colorado, versatile and performance ready, thanks to its aggressive off-road design and engineering excellence. When it's time to face off against a formidable challenge, get yourself a Chevy truck. See your Central Ohio Chevy dealers today. Chevrolet, proud sponsor of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
The Blue Line is the premier location to find everything you need for the Blue Jackets fans in your life. Offering the widest selection of Blue Jacket merchandise anywhere, we are your destination for everything from custom jerseys to CBJ exclusives from brands like Travis Matthew and Lululemon. Stop by our locations at Nationwide Arena or at Polaris, or shop online 24/7 at thebluelineonline.com.
The Blue Jackets are ready to start the third period. Once again, here's Bob McGilligan.
Well, the Blue Jackets lead the Washington Capitals after 2 periods of play by the score of 6-0. Don't adjust your radio or your app. You heard me right. It's 6-0. 3 goals in the first, 3 goals in the second. Adam Fantilli has 2 of them. Zach Werenski, Kent Johnson, Sean Monahan, Cole Sillinger have the others for the Blue Jackets. Shots on goal, second period. Blue Jackets had 8. Washington had 5 through 2 periods of play. The shots on goal favor the Blue Jackets 16-11. It's not a lot of shots, right? Either way. Each team is 0 for 1 on the power play. Both power plays were in the second period. So we come down to period number 3. It's being brought to you by Moo Moo Express Car Wash. Do you moo? The CBJ do. And the Blue Jackets will skate from left to right here in the third period. Adam Fantilli is on the ice with Kent Johnson. Justin Danforth is playing on the other wing because James Van Riemsdyk still has penalty time to serve. And Fantilli just got hit in the mouth right off the draw. No penalty called, so he gets right back into the play as the puck is put up into the Washington zone. And the descent off the far boards and not quite out. Washington will circle back, and Martin Feyerberg gets to his own blue line, puts it ahead off the stick of Andrew Mangiapane. Back into the Blue Jackets end it goes, and here is Denton Matejchuk flipping it ahead. It was played with a high stick by the Capitals, and the play will be whistled dead. And we will have a face-off coming in the neutral zone. Coming out to take the face-off is Danforth. Goes up against Nick Dowd. Danforth out here with his regular line mates, Zach Aston-Reese and Sean Corrali. Puck is down, and the Blue Jackets win it. Dante Fabro slides it across to Zach Werenski, and he'll play it in. Up around to the near boards. Alex Alexiev couldn't move it along. Comes out to the right point. Dante Fabro, left side for Werenski. Long shot, tipped and stopped by Hunter Shepard. I don't know how he stopped that one. He might not know how he stopped that one. That one looked like it was ticketed to go in, especially off the deflection. Now it is Werenski bringing it behind his own net, moves it over to Fabro on the near boards. Anthony Mobilier steals it away. Werenski trying to get it back, and he does. Hands it off to Fabro, skating it up the left wing side from the red line. He'll get it deep, and the Blue Jackets will make a line change. Puck goes around behind the Capitals net. Washington will set up with it there. They get it up to the Blue Jacket zone. Jordan Harris will cut it off on the near wall. Taylor Radish throw it back in behind the Blue Jackets net. Jet Reeves gets it to Jordan Harris. Now to Boone Jenner. Off the wall and out to the neutral zone. Ethan Frank will carry it back into his own end. Frank sends it up the ice. Does it go far enough for an icing call? Yes, it does. Yes, indeed it does. So the Blue Jackets will call for the face-off in the left wing circle. Sean Monahan to take the face-off here. And this face-off controlled by Washington. Skated toward the near wall. Trevor Van Riemsdyk gets it out to the neutral zone. And now into the Blue Jackets' end. Jordan Harris trying to play it. Taylor Raddysh puts the body on him. The Blue Jackets will carry it right back out to the neutral zone. Jenner from the red line, dump it in. Chasing is Monahan. He and Fairbury trying to get position on one another. And the puck is put to the far wall. Boone Jenner's got it. Tried to get it to Marchenko and couldn't. Kicks it back toward the blue line. Matejchuk's got it. Feeds Marchenko in the right wing circle. He takes a shot and caught the stick of Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Follow-up chance from the far side of the ice, and this one is caught by Shepard, and he holds on for the face-off. Provorov taking that second shot from the left side of the ice. And the face-off will be in the left wing circle here. Out to take the draw for the Blue Jackets is Cole Sillinger. Tied up with Pierre-Luc Dubois. Capitals come away with the puck. Connor McMichael carries it through the neutral zone. McMichael's had himself quite the season. 25 goals, 31 assists in 78 games. And really has established himself here with the Washington Capitals this year as the Blue Jackets are guilty of icing the puck. They'll get the face-off in the left wing circle of the Blue Jackets' end now. Blue Jackets have the puck off the draw, and it's Dent Matejchuk. Gets it ahead off the stick of Matthew Olivier and into the Capitals' end. John Carlson is there. Got it over to Tom Wilson. Matthew Olivier came over to put a check on him. It was a... how do I want to put it? He put the check on him, but it's a 6-0 game. And those two tough guys from each team don't really need to fight today. Everybody else has been doing the fighting. And I think that the contact there was pretty much just an indicator of that. They both know where each one stands here. As they're going to have an icing call now against the Washington Capitals. And remember, this is game 1 of 2. We're going to do this again tomorrow at Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C., tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. So do you think the Capitals won't be fired up tomorrow based on what happened here? Ovechkin didn't make the trip. He'll be back in tomorrow. Who else is? Jacob Chychrun isn't playing tonight. He probably plays tomorrow. Zach Werenski with the puck. He'll send it down behind the net to Kent Johnson. Put it back out in front. A quick shot taken by James Van Riemsdyk. And Hunter Shepard, easily his best save of the day right there. So the Capitals will bring it back up into the Blue Jacket zone. Adam Fantilli intercepts a pass. Got it to the blue line. Van Riemsdyk hand it back off to Fantilli. They want to set him up for a hat trick if they can here today. Fantilli avoiding a check. Passes it over towards Zach Werenski, and he'll just send it down along the end boards. JVR. Play it back out toward Dante Fabro at the left point. Fabro holds. Zips it through onto and off of the stick of Werenski. He gives it back to Fantilli. Fantilli plays it behind the net to Zach. Wanted to get it out in front to Van Riemsdyk, and that was broken up by the Capitals. And now Fantilli gets it on a turnover, takes a shot that got blocked. And Mangiapane just wants Hunter Shepard, the goaltender, to cover it up and hang on. So we'll get a face-off in the right wing circle. And the face-off will be in the right wing circle. Trying to figure out why all the songs were coming through my headsets that they're playing in the arena. You push the wrong button, that'll happen, I guess. Anyway, not that I dislike the song. Just distracting. I mean, I don't want to break into karaoke in the middle of the game here, because in this game you actually could, because the Blue Jackets have it in full control. Here's a shot taken from the left side. It misses the net. Eric Branson sends that puck back down along the end boards. It's played out in front. The Capitals had it. Now they lose it. Branson, he'll take a shot. Found its way through, but just got deflected wide of the net right at the last moment. Washington tries to clear. Again, they cannot. Zach Aston-Reese keeps it in. He looks for Sean Corrali down into the right wing corner. Justin Danforth trying to backhand it out to the point. He does. Branson goes across the ice to Jordan Harris. He takes a shot. That one got knocked down off a skate and cleared back out to the neutral zone. And Branson will flip it back in, and the Blue Jackets will begin their line change. And they're bringing Sean Monahan back out. Kirill Marchenko steals the puck, gives it to Provorov with a shot. Save was made. And the rebound came out beyond Monahan. He was headed that direction, but the puck got beyond him, and he couldn't get a shot away. So the Blue Jackets are forced back into their own zone. Marchenko will bring it out. Goes across the ice. It came off the boards and gets knocked away from Monahan. Capitals flip it toward the front of the net. It's intercepted by Ivan Provorov. And now it's going to be carried by Boone Jenner through the center circle. Right wing pass Marchenko. Back to Jenner. He had it knocked off the stick. He settles it again. Plays it behind the net to Monahan. Rasmus Sandin puts pressure on him. Puck to the left point. Matejchuk with a shot. Blocked right back to him. Leave it now to Marchenko. And Marchenko tries to get to the high slot. He got knocked down. And here come the Capitals in a 2-on-1. Lone man back is Matejchuk. Provorov hustling to get back there as well. Here's a shot. And it's turned away by Jet Greaves. A 2-on-1 here in the third period. And Jet stays calm and cool as you can be. And he turns that one aside like he has every other one this afternoon. Matejchuk losing the puck inside of his own end. Capitals try to feed it between the circles. Blue Jackets get some good stick work and take it away. Here's Olivier trying to make a pass to Voronkov. Broken up, comes back to Dante Fabro. He had to slow things down and give Voronkov time to vacate the zone so he could dump it right back in. 13 minutes and 10 seconds left to play, third period. Pass across the ice. Capitals get it back in the high slot. Now down low, and Greaves again slams the door. Capitals Pierre-Luc Dubois at the blue line. Got it over to his teammate Alex Alexiev. He had to settle it. It bounced on him for a second. Throws it behind the net. The Blue Jackets pull it out of there. And Cole Sillinger got it back in the neutral zone. And Tom Wilson knocked it away from behind. As Washington regroups, Dubois up the left wing side. Sends it off the backhand to the near corner. Branson got there first. Took the hit and played it around to Kent Johnson. Johnson throws it around the man. And not out of the zone, though. Ryan Leonard, he's got it. Leonard being watched by Kent Johnson. Passes across to Martin Feyerberry. Shot toward the net, tipped by Dubois, but it missed. Kent Johnson gets it again and plays it to Cole Sillinger. He makes a move to let one man go by. Got it to Branson at the red line, and Eric got it inside of the Washington zone. He couldn't get it down to the end boards, but the Capitals have to go back and carry it there anyway. Now it's Kent Johnson, far corner. Martin Feyerberry rides him to the boards. Capitals take the puck. Trevor Van Riemsdyk being pressured by Adam Fantilli on the forecheck. Got the puck right back over to Brandon Duhaime, and he'll feed Van Riemsdyk again. Trevor looks to the right side. A pass across the ice as the Capitals find the room to get out of the zone and gain the red line, playing it into the Blue Jackets' end. 11:39 to play. Third period. Blue Jackets up 6-0. Puck is dumped in by Fantilli. Racing down the ice with Danforth to wave off the icing. Puck is going to be picked up by Anthony Beauvillier. He'll put it on the right wing boards. Brandon Duhaime will bring it in. Back to the blue line. John Carlson with a shot. Missed the net. Puck bounces off the boards. Hit the back of the net. Nick Dowd settled it down. Comes back over to the near wall. And John Carlson is there. And he's got pressure from Sean Monahan. Now Justin Danforth tries to take it away in the corner. Couldn't do it. Capitals let it go behind the Blue Jackets net. And that's where Jordan Harris takes it away and then dumps it off the backhand to Provorov. As the Blue Jackets will make a line change, the Capitals are doing the same. Ivan Provorov, long pass up the left side. Finds Sean Monahan, who throws it right in on net. Blue Jackets holding a 6-0 lead in this game. Pass by Marchenko off the boards. Out to Monahan. He tried to get it by Hunter Shepard, who made the save. Boone Jenner on the near wall. Gets it back to Monahan. Now to Jenner in the high slot. He got nothing on his shot. Taylor Radish was leaned into him as he was trying to shoot the puck. Now it's going to be Alexiev along the end boards. Again, having a problem pulling it in and putting it on the stick. Dylan Strome will help him out. And Washington's able to set up inside of their own end once again. Matt Roy puts it out to the neutral zone. It comes off the stick of Strome. And it's picked up by Matthew Olivier, who will throw it ahead and back into the Capitals' end. As they clear it out, Olivier winds up with it. And will just dump it in off the backhand. We've just crossed the halfway point of period number 3. Blue Jackets a commanding 6-0 lead. Jordan Harris gets run by Pierre-Luc Dubois. And Matthew Olivier is going after Dubois. And Tom Wilson wraps him up from behind. Are these two going to go? No, I don't think they will, but who came in there to get Dubois? Is that Voronkov? Yeah. And now Fabro's pushing and shoving with Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Trevor, well, somebody's glove went flying. I'm assuming that's Fabro's. He and Trevor Van Riemsdyk are still going at it. Van Riemsdyk has lost his helmet. Voronkov went in to try to finish the job on Dubois. Again, Olivier started in there. Tom Wilson just grabbed him from behind and settled that down. I mean, had Wilson wanted to, he could have gone with Olivier, I'm sure. Matthew would have been a willing combatant. And Matthew Olivier is just trying to stand up for his teammate there. Doing exactly what his job is to do. So Dubois is headed toward the bench. He was escorted there. And the referees will talk about the punishments and then let us know what they are. There are 9 minutes and 42 seconds that remain here in the third period. Jordan Harris is the guy that got run down. Olivier came over. Voronkov got in there. And then Fabro and Trevor Van Riemsdyk they had their own thing going. I'm laughing because Voronkov just got the glove up in Dubois' face, gave him the face wash, knocked the helmet off, and Dubois was looking at him like, what are you doing? It's been that kind of day. 6-0. Blue Jackets lead the Capitals here on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
As a sports fan, I just want the games. Right now, it's practically a full-time job to figure out which bundle I need. But with the SiriusXM app, it's done the bundling for me.
It is gone! A grand slam!
I don't have to go anywhere else to get every MLB, NFL, NBA, and NHL game. When there's a college game on, I just search for the school on the SiriusXM app.
Holy smokes, what a play!
With the all-access plan in the SiriusXM app, I've got the sports world in the palm of my hand.
To the end zone, touchdown!
No bundle required.
Historic hockey moments.
Game 8 of Super Series 76 coming to you from the Spectrum.
January 11th, 1976, the Philadelphia Flyers play host to the team known as the Red Army team of the Soviet Union.
They are leaving the ice. They're going to go. They're going home. Come out, and in about 40 seconds worth of hockey time, the Flyers have scored.
And the Broad Street Bullies would never look back after that one, winning 4-1 to become the only NHL team in the 4-game series to beat the Red Army.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
After scoring 4 goals in Game 38 for his 45th on the season, on December 30th, 1981, the Great One Wayne Gretzky and his Edmonton Oilers hosted the Philadelphia Flyers in Game 39 of the season.
Gretzky, will he shoot? He does! He scores! Wayne Gretzky's 50th goal in 39 games!
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Blue Jackets with a 6-0 lead over the Washington Capitals. That's a sure bet that tomorrow you get half-price pizza at your local Jets Pizza. Tomorrow go to jetspizza.com. Use the promo code CBJ50 and get your half-price pizza. Courtesy of the Blue Jackets and Jets Pizza. It happens every time the Blue Jackets score twice. You get half-price pizza. So the face-off is going to be in the left wing circle of the Blue Jacket zone. We got John McIsaac, the referee, is talking to the Washington bench. And now he comes over and he wants to talk to Dean Evison on the Blue Jackets bench here, get everything sorted out. There's nobody in the penalty box. So I'm not sure exactly what they're going to call on who and what's going on here. But we'll find out in a minute. That'll give me a chance to remind you it's time to upgrade your Blue Jackets attire with the latest, greatest merchandise from the Blue Line. Check out the full line of apparel. It's available online and in-store at the Blue Line at Nationwide Arena or Polaris Fashion Place. Okay, so now it's a Blue Jackets power play. Trevor Van Riemsdyk gets the extra penalty. I guess if I go to the sheet, I can probably tell you exactly what they decided to do here. Can I? Let's see. So Voronkov got a 10-minute misconduct. Pierre-Luc Dubois got a 10-minute misconduct. And they don't have Van Riemsdyk's penalty on here yet, but I can tell you that he has one. And the Blue Jackets will get their second ADP power play of the game. I think it just came up. Here it is. Van Riemsdyk gets 2 for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct. So his day is over. So the puck is down, and the Blue Jackets quickly shoot it on Hunter Shepard. And he makes a save and holds on. So they'll set up for the next face-off. Before they drop the puck, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
The biggest plays on the ice.
He's up ahead, Pacioretty to the net, backhand score! What a move!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Jordan Harris with the puck. He gets it to the blue line. Justin Danforth, left side. Dent Matejchuk. Back out to Danforth. Keeps it on the line. They get it back to Matejchuk. High slot with a shot blocked and cleared off the far wall and down the ice by Brandon Duhaime. So you look at the Blue Jackets power play, and again, this is no surprise. It's 6-0 in the third period. You don't have to pour it on, and you have some guys that get a chance to play on the power play that normally don't. Corrali, Aston Reese, Danforth. Jordan Harris brings it down, tries to put it to the front. Here's a backhander by Corrali, and the save is made by Shepard. Matejchuk running this power play from the blue line, gives it to Harris, tried to feed it down to Sean Corrali. It went off the stick, bounces to the near corner. Zach Aston Reese is there. He gets all tied up in the corner. And Sean Corrali leaning in there as well. Puck comes free. Danforth has it behind the net, throws it to the high slot. And the Blue Jackets not shooting. Harris plays it off the end boards, back onto the stick of Danforth. He glides to the half wall on the left wing side, gets it across to Corrali, who tried to send it to Matejchuk, and that one went by him, and it goes down the ice. And Jet Greaves will just pull it back behind the net, and the Blue Jackets will get another power play unit out there. And this one will consist of Matthew Olivier and Cole Sillinger, along with, the sheet was wrong because Voronkov's out there. Here's Matejchuk inside the right wing circle, skates it back across the top of the slot, hands it off to Jordan Harris, back over to Cole Sillinger. Harris, center point to the right wing circle to Sillinger. And we get a whistle. And we've got a penalty. And it's on Voronkov. So was he supposed to be out of the game? I think that's exactly what happened. So the sheet says a misconduct. Were the Blue Jackets confused and so he was on the ice? How does that happen? How do you not figure that out? And I don't mean the Blue Jackets, I mean the officials. You got to, like, he was out there for a while. Dean Evans yelling, why? Because he got a 10-minute misconduct. Yeah, I told you on the sheet. That's why I said the sheet must be wrong. Apparently the sheet was right. Well, let's find out what's going on here.
Columbus, number 10, received a 10-minute misconduct earlier in the period. He was no longer eligible, and then he was on the ice, so there was an illegal player for Columbus on the ice. They have a minor penalty for an illegal player, and number 10 for Columbus is still removed from the hockey game.
I'm sorry. What are you going to do but laugh? I mean, how does... Look, when he comes off the bench, why don't you blow the whistle? Like, where was the confusion as to he was not supposed to be in the game? But Hey, okay, somebody screws it up and they don't realize he's supposed to be out of the game. All right, fine. When he comes off the bench and goes to the front of the net and he's there for 25 seconds, how does it take you 25 seconds to realize this behemoth with number 10 should not be on the ice? I don't know if I've ever put an illegal player for a reason for a penalty before, but I am now. Anyway. I'll tell you this, I'm not surprised because, and I don't mean this in a bad way, I really don't. This game has been so crazy today. There's been so much stuff going on. The fact that something gets overlooked and missed and screwed up is not a surprise at all. Not at all. And now the off-ice officials at the penalty box want the referee, or no, they want somebody to, or what do they want? They did want the attention of the referee. All right. James Van Riemsdyk is going to serve the penalty. So it's going to wind up being a Washington power play for a minute and 52 seconds. I'm telling you, it's just funny. Dean Evison is not happy at all. Blue Jackets win the faceoff in their zone. Ivan Provorov puts it ahead to Justin Danforth. It creates a 2-on-1, but he'll pull up, went to take a shot, and then just didn't have it. So the Blue Jackets with it in the Washington zone, but now that penalty is over, and Washington is on the power play. Got Dylan Strome out there with Connor McMichael, Tom Wilson, and Ryan Leonard. Leonard brings the puck over the Blue Jackets line and is immediately stripped of the puck. Blue Jackets trying to clear it out. Goodbranson couldn't do it, but he's got some help there in the form of Justin Danforth, and he'll get it done. So down the ice it goes. 7:10 remaining in regulation. And Washington's Connor McMichael will skate it up to the blue line. McMichael brings it into the Blue Jacket zone, plays it off the boards, picks it up himself. Try to get it back to the blue line. That went off his stick. Tom Wilson will pick it up. Hands it off to Ryan Leonard. Across the ice he goes. Now they come to John Carlson. He doesn't shoot. They give it back to John Carlson. He stands at the blue line. He looks, goes right wing side. And the Capitals work it down low, get it to Wilson. Now it's right in front. They try to find Carlson pinching in from the blue line. That was stolen away by Matthew Olivier. And the Blue Jackets will send it all the way back behind the Capitals' goal. 38 seconds left in this Vector Security penalty kill for the Blue Jackets. Dylan Strome up the ice. Rink-wide pass pulled in by Taylor Radish. Got it back to Strome. Bounce it off the wall out to the blue line. They come across near side. Mangiapane. He's got the puck, and he'll send it to John Carlson. Back on the right side. Capitals working the perimeter here. Working it pretty well so far. Leonard trying to get free between the circles. They can't get him the puck. Mangiapane back to Carlson. Swinging on the right side. Radish put it in. There's a save. Follow-up chance. And another save by Jet Greaves. Mangiapane chip it behind the net. It goes toward the far corner. Zach Aston-Reese couldn't get enough on it to get it out of the zone. We're back to 5-on-5. Mangiapane with a shot blocked by Matejchuk, and over the glass and out of play it goes. 5:41 left in period number 3. Blue Jackets 6, Capitals nothing on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
Hey parents, if you're interested in getting your child started in hockey, listen up. The Blue Jackets Get Out and Learn program presented by Safelight in association with Apex Pros introduces first-time participants ages 5 to 9 to the sport of hockey for free. Each participant gets 30 minutes of instruction, a free stick and a ball, jersey or t-shirt to keep. Register for an ice or street hockey clinic now at bluejackets.com/goal. That's bluejackets.com/goal.
Need to tackle your next big project? Choose Ohio Cat for unbeatable construction equipment. From bulldozers to excavators, Ohio Cat delivers power, precision, and performance with the quality you expect. And with our one-stop rental shop, you get top-notch equipment with a long-term commitment. Whether it's a quick job or a major build, if you need it, Ohio Cat rents it. Visit ohiocat.com to explore our equipment options and make your next project a success. Ohio Cat, proud partner of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Bread Financial is proud to be the official financial services partner of your Columbus Blue Jackets. They provide simple, personalized payment, lending, and savings solutions. From the Bread Cashback American Express credit card to high-yield savings and CDs to buy now, make that score now, pay later options, you'll find financial solutions for your budget and your goals, hockey or otherwise. Learn more at breadfinancial.com. And let's go Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets have teamed up with Grayson Clothiers to bring you a co-branded golf hat. You can choose from blue or white, but you have to purchase a special ticket package to get it, and then see the Blue Jackets face off against the New York Islanders on Thursday night. Grab yours by going to bluejackets.com/Grayson. The only other read I would have to do is for overtime today. I don't think I'm going to worry about that one. If this game were to go to overtime, I might walk to Washington, D.C. I shouldn't say that. 5:41 left in the third. Face-off is in the Blue Jacket zone. The Capitals win the draw. Rasmus Sandin gets it to the middle of the ice. A one-time shot taken by Anthony Beauvillier. Turned away. And now James Van Riemsdyk attempts to get the puck out of the zone. He did. He just got it out of the zone beyond the blue line, and the Capitals will regroup. Beauvillier chips it back in. First guy there, Jordan Harris. He takes a big hit for his troubles, but he got the puck to Provorov, and he tried to outlet it to Kent Johnson, who missed it, and it's going to be an icing call. And that face-off will be back inside of the Blue Jacket zone. Adam Fantilli going up against Connor McMichael. McMichael wins it. Fantilli steals it back. Pitched it to the blue line, and it just went off the glove of Ryan Leonard. Ryan Leonard just coming in to join the Washington Capitals after his season at Boston College ended. Today he took a huge hit from Adam Fantilli in the first period. Fantilli had the hit on one end, went down and scored a goal on the other end. And that really drew the ire of the Washington Capitals as we have an icing call here. So the Capitals were on it right from that point in time today. It's been nuts. Connor McMichael back to take the face-off against Fantilli again. And he'll win it. A quick drive by Fairbury, and that's eaten up by Jet Greaves. So Jet has been on top of it today. You know, it's funny. You look and you see that Washington's got 15 shots on goal. I think for the most part, it's been a pretty quiet day for Jet. Really. The Jackets win the face-off. They get the puck out through the neutral zone. Great job by Zach Aston-Reese to get a piece of that puck and make sure there was no icing. Fairbury ran him to the boards, and he just took the hit. Now it's McMichael bringing it back the other way. Sent toward the net, turned away easily by Greaves. And now it's Danforth. Got it to Corrali, and he'll get it deep. Well, you got to love this day if you're Zach Aston-Reese, Sean Corrali, and Justin Danforth. You guys can play all day. You can have all the minutes you want. There's plenty of them for you. Blue Jackets forced back into their own end. Dent Matejchuk. He's got the puck, and now they come in and put pressure on him. He skates away from the pressure. Beauvillier, the forechecker, putting the pressure on. Puck to the neutral zone and went off Olivier's stick, and the Capitals have it again. Beauvillier puts it on the right side. Ethan Frank with a shot. Stopped by Jet Greaves. Dent Matejchuk with the puck off the rebound. Put it around the boards, and now it's thrown back toward the net from the far wall. And again, Washington can't get it on target. Eric Branson using the glass to clear this puck. Well, tried to get it to the neutral zone. He hit a glass support and came back. Blue Jackets have it, though, and Olivier tried to lay it out to Cole Sillinger. Sillinger got stepped into immediately, and this puck is now settled by the Washington Capitals in their own zone. Capitals bring it back up and lay it out. Get it to the left side. Mangiapane shovels it toward the net, and Greaves is there to make the save. He didn't get a lot on it. He just kind of steered it there. But Jet was ready for it regardless. 3:06 to play here in the third. It's the Blue Jackets 6 and the Capitals nothing on the Columbus Blue Jackets radio network.
Grippo's is the original fun food company for over 100 years. Whether you're watching the Blue Jackets at home or cheering them on at Nationwide Arena, grab a bag of Grippo's potato chips. Third, fourth, and fifth generations of the Grippo family are committed to making the freshest, highest quality potato chips and snack foods that we can eat. Cheer on your Columbus Blue Jackets with the official potato chip partner, Grippo's.
A pepperoni pizza for the table.
Thank you.
May I suggest trying it with our Pepsi Zero Sugar? It has just the right amount of sweetness to complement all that cheesy, saucy goodness, while the carbonation and notes of citrus enhance the flavor profile. Simply divine.
Pepsi Zero Sugar? You've really outdone yourself this time. Pizza deserves Pepsi.
Worthington Steel has been proud to call Columbus home for 70 years. As a value-added steel processor, we enhance the products you use every day. Whether it's cars on the road, combines harvesting food, or transformers and generators providing electricity, Worthington Steel is there, and we are driving steel forward. Learn more about our innovative steel solutions at worthingtonsteel.com. That's worthingtonsteel.com.
6-0 game here at Nationwide Arena. The Blue Jackets are on top of the Washington Capitals. One other game on the Nationwide NHL scoreboard. They are headed to a shootout in Philly. It's a 3-3 tie between the Flyers and the Islanders. Here's Bob McElligott.
Face off in the Blue Jacket zone. Dylan Strome takes the draw for the Washington Capitals. Justin Danforth wins it for the Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets have had a great afternoon. They will stay alive in the playoff race. There's only one thing left to do today. Just one. And I ain't telling you what it is. If you're smart, you know. If you know, you know. If you don't know, I hope I get to tell you in about 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Whistle as the puck is trapped up in the far corner. Face-off will be inside of the Washington end. Coming out to take the face-off, Cole Sillinger. Olivier gets the puck back to the blue line. Fabro. Left side shot from Provorov. And that one is turned away by Hunter Shepard. Tom Wilson's got the puck for the Washington Capitals. Now they get it over to Alex Alexia. He tries to clear it, but it's knocked down by Olivier. Brings it back in. Left side. Holmes. Dishes to the slot, and there's a score! JVR! James Van Riemsdyk finishes what Matthew Olivier started, and the Blue Jackets have their 7th of the day. You know, to me, it's almost fitting that James Van Riemsdyk gets one today. I think he's had a fantastic game. He's got 16 now on the year. And Matthew Olivier does such a great job of setting that whole thing up. What a pass off the backhand to give it to James. Now the Capitals bring it back in. Ethan Frank stripped of the puck by Dent Matejchuk. Now it is left for Jordan Harris. Harris up the left side. Gives it to Zach Aston Reese, who sends it right back in. Justin Danforth down the right wing corner of the Capitals end. He's got it. Turns, tries to force it down to the corner. It's stolen by Rasmus Sandin. Gets it over on the right wing side. The Capitals bring it in. Play it back to Lars Eller. Eller gets around Jordan Harris. Trying to get around Dent Matejchuk. Turns, throws it toward the net, and it went right through the crease and out the other side. Kept in by the Capitals over at the right point. Bring it around to the left wing boards. Rasmus Sandin gets it on the end boards. 1.5 minutes remaining in the third period. The Blue Jackets lead it by a touchdown, 7-0 over the Washington Capitals here today. Game 1 of a home-and-home Second game will be tomorrow night at 6 o'clock in the nation's capital. Washington forced back into their own end. They get it on the right side, and Alex Alexiev will wrist it into the Blue Jacket zone. Dante Fabro tried to get it out. The Capitals keep it in, and it's toward the net, and a bouncing puck stopped by Jet Greaves. He kicked out the left pad, and he kept it out of the net. Under a minute to go, and the Blue Jackets again can't get it out. Connor McMichael down to the left wing corner. They come back to Movillier, and his shot missed. Matthew Olivier trying to get that puck to Ivan Provorov. Plays it to the near wall. Capitals get there again to keep it in the zone. Blue Jackets are trapped. And the Capitals put it around to the far side. Martin Feyerberry leaving it for Connor McMichael. It goes down into the corner. Cole Sillinger picks it up. Sillinger takes his time, lifts it in the air, bounces it out to the neutral zone. 24 seconds left, and the Capitals standing inside their own blue line. They're not in a hurry to move it up the ice. They don't need to. Nothing will change what is happening here today. They do flip it into the Blue Jackets' end, and Jet Greaves is going to earn, perhaps, I shouldn't have said it. Here's a shot, save made, rebound inside of the net. He does get his first National Hockey League shutout. Jet Greaves down to the very end, knocking away 2 pucks to make sure that he gets it done. And the Blue Jackets, a big winner on home ice this afternoon, 7-0 the final. Well, a lot of appreciation by his teammates for what Jet Greaves has done here today. He faced 21 shots. He stopped them all. Were there any fantastic ones? Yeah, there were lots of good ones. Fantastic. He just had to be solid today, and solid is exactly what he was. And the Blue Jackets, as I said, right now they're still alive in the playoff race. They have 3 games left to play. They don't have any mulligans. They can't lose any of them. And they need help. The immediate help they need is from the Toronto Maple Leafs to beat the Montreal Canadiens and keep the Blue Jackets alive. But what a day this was. Packed house this afternoon. Many people bought these tickets hoping this would be the day Alex Ovechkin broke the all-time goal record. He did it last week. He didn't wait for this game. He didn't even come to town to play in this game. But the Blue Jackets took full advantage of it. National television audience. Lots of fights, lots of goals. And they win this one big time. Adam Fantilli had a pair of goals today. Zach Werenski, Kent Johnson, Sean Monahan, Cole Sillinger, James Van Riemsdyk, they had one as well. All 7 goals presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. So that's game 1 of the home and home. Tomorrow, 6 o'clock in Washington, this series concludes. Pre-game coverage tomorrow starting at 5:30. That's it from me, Bob McElligott, here at Nationwide Arena. I'm headed to the airport. Talk to you tomorrow night. Stay tuned. Dylan Tyer's got the post-game show coming your way next. The Blue Jackets a 7-0 winner over Washington here on the Columbus Blue Jackets Radio Network.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Shores and Islands, Ohio is the Midwest's favorite getaway. This coastal destination boasts 152 miles of Lake Erie shoreline, the best fishing on the Great Lakes, welcoming communities,